Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel, and we are back with a new video. I want to say thank you to our two special guests on today's show, Mr. Ernest Owens and I don't know what's your new name.
I'm Diggy, and I'm always
okay. I wasn't sure what name he was going by now because I see on Facebook he has a new name.
Oh no, I told you that's his name. Yeah,
I know, but I'm saying I don't know if you want to go by your real name.
But I'm still the same person. Don't change.
I didn't say you changed.
His name on Facebook was never Diggy. It never was.
I thought it was Andre. Oh shit! But I just learned something new today, so I don't know. He's
well, that's why you
asked me the other day. He said, "Well, who's Andre?" And I said, "That's Diggy's name."
I did not say that. I said he goes by Andre Carroll on there. And
I said that's his name.
So he goes.
You
by,
didn't know.
He doesn't go by an app
He didn't know that was Diggy's real name.
So is that your real name online?
Yeah, no, that's his real name.
No. I think everybody has different
ID.
No, I'm just saying, if you go like, I don't know, Tinder or something.
I don't know if he's going by his political name.
So okay, so let's get this. Let's get this
understood. He ain't running for office.
Yeah.
Why would he be going by?
Is he?
No.
Oh my God! So listen, right now, right? So Diggy is like my nickname, right? Like Dorian L. Parker is like.
First of all, you don't never have to worry about me calling you Dorian L. Parker. Diggy. Your name is Diggy.
What's the real name, Dorian or Adrian?
Andre. Adrian.
We're going too long. Okay, now let's get this right.
I'm just gonna call you Diggy.
Long story short, like just I am Diggy.
All right.
Adrian, like I'm a bunch of people. Right.
Well, better than being called Iggy today, right?
Or it's better than not being called at all. Some people don't get called at all.
Or it's better than being called campaign hopper.
That was so left field. But okay. But all right.
They have been trying it for the past
It's been a heated conversation.
Yeah, I've been trying to get these cameras together. Listen, if it don't work right, please don't judge me. But I do have.
Put a thumbs down if it doesn't work right.
Oh, don't be thumbing down no video. We don't need nobody thumb down. We're gonna thumb down your campaign.
Okay.
Right. Oh, don't worry. We're gonna find out Tuesday.
Oh yeah. So listen,
I don't have a campaign.
If you're working on one though, you're a campaign manager one, so that means you get a check for it.
Yes,
that's right.
But yeah, let's adjust the
we're
rest
gonna go on his
of the
career on this video.
This career's gonna skyrocket.
I'm about to say let's address that section because if we're gonna talk about campaigns, let's promote the candidate that it is. So the people
I'm not ready to promote no candidates yet.
Let's talk about them. We're talking about campaigns.
We got to listen.
Yeah, let's do it right.
We can't even keep this.
And put it down here in the box. The box right here.
Oh, the more info box.
Yeah, put the name right here.
I forgot where I was at. Yeah. So welcome to a new Scorpion show. I know y'all was looking for us this week. I had to take my mom to the doctors and stuff, and I was like, you know what, Mikkel, let's just come back on Wednesday because Ernest's going to be on the show. Then I just found out like maybe an hour ago that Diggy was also coming because I wasn't sure if he was confirmed.
I love a late arrival.
Yes.
Well,
so Ernest didn't even know.
I'm booked and busy. I have, you know.
So yeah,
booked and busy.
So we plan on having a great show. If you're watching us for the first time, please subscribe to this channel. To everyone watching, click the thumbs up button whether the 3 cameras work or not. Also, if you have not listened to the Scorpion Show podcast that was uploaded last weekend,
the podcast is so good.
Thank you. Please make sure that you go and listen to it.
Guess what I did the other day? I listened to it for the first time.
I liked it.
So it was really good. I was at work listening. I was listening to it like it wasn't even us.
Really?
No, it's very
that's when you did a good job.
Yes, I was like, oh,
when you listen to something, you can't like remember that as you.
Like I was so interested in what we were saying next. I was like, oh, this is really good.
No, I like it.
Then I remembered it was us. I was like,
when you said y'all was doing the show, I was like, well, I love the video though because I like to be on camera and see everybody. And so when I heard that it was a podcast too, I was like, well, this is a podcast. But I was like, is it gonna be me audio? Gonna see me on camera? You can't make my face, facial expressions.
We still record our podcast.
We recorded too.
And shout out to the 5 people who pay to watch us on the podcast. Shout out to y'all. Now everybody else needs to get with the program.
Listen, is it Patreon y'all use?
We have a YouTube membership.
Up to 5.
And you know, we started as low as $2.
He didn't even think to jump the number to 35. He said the 5.
No, but after this show, it will double or triple or 5 times it, so we can swear it or something.
We're gonna get more people on board.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
All right. So all right, sorry, I had to do something.
You couldn't do that before the camera started rolling?
It's his show.
I told you the stuff I was
That's not what the camera like.
I'm not whooping.
So if you want to anchor the show, anchor it
right.
All right, Meghan. All right, Meghan McCain.
You got something in face.
This is Meghan McCain right here.
He's She's about to get put out.
Baby,
That's Meghan McCain.
This week she's been trying.
Yeah,
I'm not mad.
But you know what?
I'm not mad yet.
Because this is what the view is about.
I'm not mad yet.
So
I like it, but there's a level of respect.
Yeah, she doesn't
it.
have it, but she has that privilege about her.
Yes.
And she doesn't see it, and somebody needs to tell her, you are the prime example of white privilege, and you just don't even see it,
or
you don't even understand.
Yeah, because none of us could get on TV
and talk like that.
Yeah, act like that.
Sharon Shepherd definitely couldn't do it.
She acts like
Star Jones always got real dead.
Abby don't do it.
No,
Abby knows her place.
Abby is scared.
I blame this. They know what they're doing when they put her on the show.
But you know who also I blame too? I blame Whoopi. She's a part of the blame, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because early on, Whoopi was kissing her ass too. Whoopi kissed last season. Whoopi kissed Megan's ass too. Oh, and she never really wanted to go toe to toe with Megan the way she did with Elizabeth or any other Republican that sat in that seat. Right. Now all of a sudden, because she's John McCain's daughter, you want to baby her, and you don't want to. Like, I feel like when Whoopi checks her, I feel like she tries to check the panel rather than checking her.
Yeah, well, yesterday it was so bad. Whoopi had to get up like this and then sit back.
Right, but she still didn't check her. She just made a indirect. Oh well, it's about respect. No, say it's about respect, Megan, and you have to show respect to the other panelists.
But they
she
know.
doesn't do
you know who gets her though?
But they
Joy. Oh yeah, Joy
gets her. That's
you know why? Because Joy's damn near 80, and she don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I think
Joy looks good at 82.
No, but regardless though, I think that is one of those things where she's there to be the attention. She knows what she's doing. They all playing a part. They making money. They're getting attention, and as long as she's there, she's keeping the energy because you want to see her talk over someone, be disrespectful, so someone didn't have to correct her and do all that kind of stuff. So she's making a lot of money off of basically being the bad person, pretty much.
You know she gets all the time that I'd be surprised it doesn't clap back? Sunny,
she gets Sunny together.
She gets Sunny all the time, and Sunny, and I'm like, Sunny, you are a lawyer.
Yeah. But you know why? Because Sunny holds her. Sunny is a prime example of a professional.
Yeah.
She's a professional.
Yeah, she's a real journalist.
And and I think me, if I was Sunny, I would clap back. But see, I'm not on that level of professionalism as Sunny's on. And I hate that Sunny doesn't clap back, but then I have to remind myself, Sunny been doing this way longer than her.
But
Sunny knows how to handle
But
people.
Sunny wants a job. But Sunny's going to have a job after this, though. But Sunny's going to get booked after this.
And she's not going to let Meghan McCain stop her checks.
Right. Sunny got a new show that she's doing for another crime show. The ID channel. She got other opportunities. And who's invited in booking Meghan outside of Fox News and this? So there's a bigger picture outside the view.
And half the time, Sunny don't even acknowledge her when she's getting smart with her.
Because it don't matter.
Sunny be acting like it's not happening.
I just want Sunny to say one day, my house is bigger than yours, okay? I have a farm. That's why I want to say that.
Also, people know me besides my daddy. Like, let's be
clear.
they
know me besides my daddy.
Her daddy's the reason why she's even being talked about. She's not even good. She's not even a good conservative speaker on her own. Like, you got Tammy or Tommy or whatever her name.
Anna Navarre is a much better addition.
But see, Megan don't like. But see, Megan does. But she, I like Anna Navarre. But the thing about it is, and I like the fact that Anna does not like Trump. But I kind of side with Megan sometimes, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when it comes to Anna, because Megan's problem that she has with Anna is you're supposed to be Republican and you don't even defend Republican. Like, if you didn't know Anna was a Republican, you would never know that she was a Republican.
She does talking points are not Republican.
And that's what irritates Megan.
But Anna plays both sides.
She does, but I think depending on which show she's on, because when she's on The View, you would think that it was 4 Democrats and just Megan.
But she don't gotta do it.
But that's how she is on CNN too.
I think it's okay to keep your Republican values and still dislike Trump. And I like her for doing it, and also like
moderate. She's like the moderate.
Who's her? You like
Tara Setmeyer?
No, you said I like her and Tara. Who's her?
Anna. Yeah.
I just don't like that. You know, you get the Republicans that defend everything. Now I hate that. Like, it's not like you can't say like, oh, this is wrong, that is wrong.
But see, that's what I like about, and I can't stand her, but I like her. That's what I like about Megan.
I hate
Megan. But see, that's the thing.
Because I feel like Megan.
But see, Megan. I feel like Megan calls a thing when it comes to Trump. But I think what Megan tries to get people to understand. No, listen. This is what she tries to do. But I think Megan tries to get people to understand this. Listen, we don't like Trump, but I'm trying to get y'all to understand why these people like Trump. This is why they like Trump, and I think that's why she's a good addition to the show, because we don't understand why the fuck those people like him.
I get it. I get it.
No, I don't get it because what you say, the R word?
The R word.
Oh, let's be clear. Let me just say this. No, let me.
But I think it's also a deeper thing that I would love to talk about. But that plays a huge
hold on, wait.
Hold on. They just
there's a
deeper reason why they like Trump.
It's simple. This is very simple. These white people are scared that people of color, black and brown people, are going to take over, but we will. They think that they are, right? They think that we are. They're in their feelings. They voted for Trump to maintain the structure, to get them jobs that he did not get for them, that he has not gotten for them, coins they're not getting yet. And the only people that's getting those coins are rich white people who got those coins when Democrats was in versus Republicans. They never got those opportunities. They made a racist decision. They made a selfish decision, and now it's backfiring, and that's where we're at. The end. That's simple. They just mad. I just wish some of them would just be honest. Some of them are, but we don't want to hear it, right? They're like they're stealing our jobs. They think that the undocumented people are stealing their jobs. They're not. They're not. But they think that
people are not doing.
Right.
I ain't picking no oranges and apples.
No.
Well, also technology.
I mean, that's very coded language, and we know exactly who they're talking about when they talk about those kinds of things. This is what
but when they say that they're stealing our jobs, I don't see nobody black out.
It's a coded language. They call immigrants. And the thing is, being black, you're only once removed from being immigrants.
Yeah.
We're not doing
This is what I want to say real quick, right? The thing about Trump, I can see why people like him, is that in 2016, the people were looking for just anti-establishment
and anti-Obama.
Right.
I don't know about
anti-Obama.
Can you hear me out?
Yeah, I am, but I'm just saying. Let's call it.
I'm not saying because it could not have been anti-Obama. It really was anti-establishment. Had it not been for the corruption of the DNC around Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders would have surpassed her, and you would have been able to see two worlds collide.
But you know what?
Bernie Sanders, who both was anti-establishment.
A Democrat.
No, he's not. He's a socialist, and he's a third, and he's a.
He's as much of an independent. He's as much as a Democrat as Sherry Cohen is an independent.
Well, okay, hold on. Okay, well, what you're not going to do? Hold on, let's be very clear about some
Shirley,
stuff.
I know it's Chisholm.
Sherry, her name is Sherry. Sherry Cohen.
Okay,
he's as much as a Democrat as Sherry as an independent.
Who is Sherry?
Hold on, she's currently running for.
She's running for city
council at large.
All right. All right. Now, before we go there, we're going to go to local politics.
Right.
Election day is next Tuesday.
That's right.
That was a good
If you are not registered to vote, I guess
we don't call it a finger thing.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do right now. A finger thing.
Come on.
Now hold up. Now don't let me get worse than Whoopi.
Right. Go ahead, Kevin.
Election day is next Tuesday,
right.
So make sure you take yourselves to the poll. I'm trying not, we got a curse number on here now, but please go to the polls next Tuesday and vote. Most polls open at 7 a.m. and they're over at 8 p.m. And next week we have a Philadelphia election. Don't we have a mayoral election?
Yep.
You will never know. I haven't seen that one
commercial because Jim Kenney already feels
he already has that.
Well, no, the way the political structure is set up, he does have it in the bank because there is nothing. There's no machine that can take him out.
Listen,
right.
I just feel like let's do the big dog first, the mayoral race. I just feel like our mayor, and I keep saying this, but he's nothing like Mayor Nutter.
No, he's not.
And he's nothing like John Street.
At all.
He is just, shit happens and you don't hear nothing from him.
Right.
He doesn't get on TV and get upset. One thing I loved about Mayor Nutter, he will work those TV channels in the morning and talk about what is going on in his city. If he have to get you together, he will get you together on camera and tell people to be parents to their children.
That's true.
This mayor...
But you got to remember too,
I feel like it's something deep.
Melanin.
Yeah,
he's
black.
But
this man can do that too.
But Mayor Nutter also knows how to work communications and media, which is the reason why he has 17 jobs. One of them being a moderator on CNN.
Yes,
he knows what to do with media, so that's a different angle.
Mayor Kenney is good at coming for Trump, but he's not good at coming for his own.
And the reality is, you can't listen. People are so tired of local politicians coming for Trump. Listen.
That is not the way to the. That's not the way to office.
I'm just saying.
Where's the policy?
Well, a lot of people will say they don't have policies, but they say things like, "Oh, we have to defeat the party of Trump in a city like Philadelphia, where we don't really have any Republicans and Democrats are just as bad as Republicans in Philadelphia." But there's some people loving to use that anti-Trump rhetoric at these rallies in Philly, as if Trump is doing anything directly to Philly in a way that some of these corrupt Democrats have been doing for a long time.
Yeah.
But some people stay in their bag and support candidates that
And
do
this
that.
is what we were just saying on the podcast. Like, it seems like all of our people are corrupt when they get into office, or something, money then go missing, or somebody did this. The federal government is at these offices raiding boxes.
They are. You're right.
There's always something going on.
You're right.
With
It's a lot of right.
But what's going on, Ernest? You work the city. If y'all don't know, Ernest is a journalist here in Philadelphia.
Award-winning.
He works, and yes, he is, and he works for major publications or multiple publications writing stories, and he's also a shit starter here. And when I say he's a
in
shit
the city
starter,
of Philadelphia,
he knows how to get things started.
He opened a
If it's
newspaper.
not opening the newspaper,
And he
on
started it with
Facebook,
somebody.
or on Twitter.
Can we call you the Helen Gim of mass media?
No, because I'm a stunt queen.
Oh.
But go ahead. I don't pull stunts. Like
I'm just gonna say because Helen knows how to get the ball rolling, and it just seems like you know how to do the very same thing.
Yes, and Ernest has recently. You were invited up by Oprah Winfrey's team.
Yeah, I interviewed Oprah.
Now, can you tell us about that before we get back?
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, thank you. I love Oprah. She's awesome. She's great. Pretty much what happened was I had someone I knew that was with OWN, and this was so I'll take it back. Last summer, I saw there was like Greenleaf. They was promoting Greenleaf at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention. So they did like a screener. They had all the legends. Everyone was there. And I met somebody who was doing like security or something, managing the celebrities or something like that. And he let me back in or whatever. And I gave him my card and I said, hey, let me know when y'all have some stuff in Philly. Because the guy was actually from Philly, had some Philly ties. So, I'm thinking, how you say you see somebody in Philly, whatever. He sent me a friend request, we stayed friends on Facebook. And then he came out of nowhere and said, there's this new show, this was in the spring. He said, there's this new show coming out called David Makes Man, which is the bomb if you have not watched it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, you need to watch David.
Sure
if you have not seen it is, but if you have not seen David Makes Man, please tell people this is the best show, the best new show that came out this year, in my opinion. Original. One of the writers is who did Moonlight. Terrell Alvin McCrae who wrote Moonlight. So he's he's the lead producer, and Oprah, and Michael B. Jordan produced it and everything. So anyway,
he's producing now?
Yeah, he's producing that
Michael
show.
B. Jordan get that money.
So he did this. He said, you want to watch a couple of these episodes and just give us some feedback or let people know what you think about it, because they're doing like soft screeners. So I watched about maybe 3 to 5 episodes, came back and said, wow, this show's the bomb, because it really was good. I wasn't even lying. Like, I wasn't like that.
Flirting, right? You wasn't flirting.
No, I've been in a relationship for the past 5 years.
Okay.
So we had those episodes that I watched. Said they were great. They gave me an invitation in the summer, just said, hey, are you free in August? They flew me out, hotel room, air travel, everything, to interview Oprah about the show, interviewed Terrell McCraney, went to the screener, went to the red carpet and the after party, met Ava DuVernay, met everybody. The story went up on MTV News. The people liked it. Oprah tweeted me the day of the show that it premiered.
I'm about to say she tweeted you today.
Yeah, she tweeted me the day the show came on.
Yeah.
And I took my pictures and built a new relationship on the West Coast. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I was just gonna say, did you build a new relationship with Oprah?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, she was awesome. I didn't have one before, so anything that I got was great. No, but she was super dope. Very nice people. I went to the OWN studio where they do the shows, and
how was that?
Place is
nice. Have you been to? You haven't been to Tyler Perry's studio yet?
No, I can't. But don't shake your head like that.
You know what, Ernest?
I was not doing that.
Let's use that.
I'm happy.
No.
But why give him that energy? He has done nothing.
Listen,
but
all he said was no.
I just said no.
That's all he said.
But there's a no and there's a no.
No, he gave the second no.
All right,
but he said no.
So that's the backstory for those who are new to Ernest.
Yeah.
So
are you going to introduce me like that?
No, because I mean, you're digging.
Oh,
Or Andre. Or
Adrian. 3,000.
Yeah.
At the Jack thing.
I don't know anything about Jack.
Okay.
Man, you might not neither. That's for 5 years.
But unfortunately, he does.
I know.
Well, how do you know he
I
does?
know.
I got friends.
What
You got friends.
Oh,
I don't be on no apps.
Hey, Ernest, so we were talking about this experience on the West Coast,
and then we're going back to the politics.
Okay.
So you're working with a politician here in Philadelphia.
Yes. That's
Who are you
for
working for?
So I'm at large, right?
I'm the
What do you say
current.
about
He's
the
asking me a question. I
Oh,
would like to
I'm
answer.
sorry.
No problem. So I would like to let the people know I am the campaign manager for Nicholas O'Rourke. He is a independent candidate
Who's
right
that?
now.
Nikki O'Rourke.
Nicholas O'Rourke.
So you're like Kellyanne Conway.
No, she was a strategist or something. She wasn't the campaign manager.
Yes, she was.
She was not the campaign manager for Trump.
Yes, she was. She be
At
at
the
the end.
end,
She
yeah,
was. She got him into the White
Well,
House.
maybe I say maybe you can call me her because we're at the end.
Well,
of
that's
the
only
race.
if he wins.
But I've been a
You
campaign
didn't
manager. I've been the only campaign.
You didn't know
manager.
she got him into the White House?
I know that she helped, but I didn't think she was the campaign
Oh
manager.
no! Towards the end, she became his
But
campaign
towards the end,
manager.
like the thing, he has
No, but she got him.
he has so
And
many.
then-
He has so many transitions. It's hard for me to keep
How
up.
long was you campaigning? Have you been campaign manager?
I've been campaign manager since the beginning of.
Yeah, but when it's August.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been campaign manager for the last 3 months.
That's how long
Wow.
it was for her when he became president.
Okay, but he has so many transitions, I can't keep up with that.
So let me ask you.
So really quick, he is a third party candidate. So I just want to.
Oh, so he's there to fuck
So
shit.
let's.
No,
let's
we're
get,
not.
no, I want to get the context so that when Ernest makes his statements, people can understand what's happening.
Sure, go ahead.
Nicholas O'Rourke, he is a candidate for a city council at large right now, which in Philadelphia we have 7 of those. We have 17 members of the city council. 10 of them are district, 7 of them are at large. At large means they represent the entirety of the city, which means anybody in the city of Philadelphia can vote for them. He is not running as a Democrat. He's not running as a Republican. He's running as a third-party candidate, as an independent with the backings of the Working Families Party.
And the Democratic Party.
What I said,
Let him say it.
what I said is what it is.
Right.
Now, other people have interpretations and opinions that we can get to.
And
but,
facts.
But what I just said is exactly what it is. Have he been endorsed by Democratic elected officials? Absolutely. Is his messaging that he wants to remove the GOP from Philadelphia, which is the party of Trump? Absolutely.
But what are they doing to affect what's going on in this city? Because I don't know anything that's
About
done by
the city at large.
Republicans.
That's a good question. That's a good
Absolutely.
question. So let's talk about that because there's been a lot of communication on Facebook in particular where people says that the Republicans don't matter. It's nothing to them.
Oh, you're talking about me.
Well, yeah, I'm talking to you. I was looking in your direction.
All right, go ahead.
You
but
should have
the
said
thing-
his name.
sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. He don't always say people's names either. But what I will say about this particular race is this: is that the Republicans at large, they have 2 seats, right? Regardless of how much impact they have to be able to create coalitions on council to get policy through, they do get, both of them get paid $130,000 a year, right? Which means that everybody at this table that works, we pay into that pot. So why do I continue to feed into the pocket of an elected official that doesn't represent my issues? I don't care how much impact you have. You are an elected official. If I have the opportunity to vote you out, I would like to do so.
So y'all think you're going to vote out those Republicans? That's
Yes. So the way that we talked earlier about like how Mayor Kinney, you haven't seen a commercial from him because there's no need to spend money on TV.
Right.
When he's going to win, right? And that's the same way we look at like the Democratic stronghold around City Council. So there's 5 Democratic nominees on the ballot. 3 of them are already incumbents, and 2 of them are the challengers that got past the primary. So we know that they're going to win if we look at the numbers in 2015. In 2015, the lowest Democrat received about 140,000 votes, right? And the highest Republican, which sits on council now, received about 36,000.
So y'all trying to get more than 36,000.
Exactly, so that we can remove the Republicans, have the 5 Democrats and 2 independents, which would make up the 7-person body.
And what are y'all doing to get to those 36,000? Because I've never heard of Nicholas
Or Kendra. But listen,
O'Rourke.
but this
What's his name?
Nicholas O'Rourke.
What's his name?
Nicholas O'Rourke.
Okay, yeah, I said his name right.
Yes.
Okay.
So so this I'll tell you what we're doing, right? So the thing is, if the messaging is to remove the Republican Party, the thing is that they are independents, right? But we live in a city with 89% registered Democrats. So there's no way to elected a seat in inside this city without going through Democratic support. There's no way that happens.
Or be 89% Democratic.
Yes,
Right?
6% Republican,
Here's
and
the thing.
5% Republican, 6% independent, right?
So let me say this fun fact. Independents outnumber
By 1%.
Republic. Yes, they do.
So it's 6% independents in the city, 5% Republicans, and 89% Democrats. That right there allows you to know that 9 times out of 10, 9 out of 10 people you pass are Democrats in the city. So there's no way to an elected seat inside the city, especially when you're representing the entirety of the city, without going through Democratic support. David O, which is a Republican, he's a moderate Republican, but he has Democratic support.
And wait, can I ask who stabbed him in the back?
No way.
No, he's an Asian guy. I'm laughing because I'm like, that's such a random question. It happened in South Philadelphia.
Wait, that black guy who got stabbed, was he a politician too?
No.
He
go to school somewhere and he was working like delivery.
Can we stay on topic? Let's stay on topic. Yeah, let's stay on topic. No, because this is a good topic. I think a lot of people learn. I think a lot of people learn. But don't get mission creep and then take the conversation elsewhere. You invited us here so we can talk about politics. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, but
so the tone is the tone. But what I will say is like, so the candidate that I'm working for right now, he is working to disrupt this
I understand what's going on. Now this is my problem, okay? 89% Democrat. How many of them black, would you say?
Who?
How many are black that's Democratic in our city?
No.
I mean, the majority. Well, this city has 55% of.
How do we get those people to go to the polls to vote? Because a lot of black people don't vote.
And you know, the interesting thing about that, this is the way I feel as a political consultant.
Especially not in these type of elections anyway.
No. This is what I say.
I'll always be like by 12 o'clock, I'm probably like 15% in my district to vote.
But
how is he going to get 36,000 votes?
Okay, Kevin, I want to answer your question. So I think you bring up a good point, right? So there's a.
Y'all ready for my drag next? Because I can't wait.
Let him finish.
There's a layer issue here, right? So a lot of people don't even know what ward they live in, right, or what division they live in. But that's a layer issue, right? And that is controlled by your ward leader. Your ward leader controls the communication to the constituents that live within that ward. So right now, you have, what is this? I think it's 69 wards of Democratic wards across the city. So there's like 71 ward leaders, right?
Well, so how do you find out who's your ward leader?
It's good. You can go to the committee at 7, and you can go to the same website, and what you can do is you type in your address, it'll bring up your voter registration, it'll tell you the ward and
because see, the ward situation seems like something from down south.
No.
I know.
But what I'm saying is, right, so you asked me how he's going to get these votes, right? And the only way to get these votes is through the democratic system, because of the things that the stances that he's put on issues, they align more so with the Democratic Party than they do the Republican Party, right? Because of the stances on issues, because Democrats, we normally care about social issues,
right?
And some of the issues that he care about strongly around like criminal justice, about
but that's no different from any other Democrat. His question is, how is he going to get these black people out to vote? Because what you're saying,
I'm trying to get to that point.
I understand that, but this is where I come in. What you're saying is he's this and he's that, and this is what Democrats align with. Yes, but so do other Democrats. That don't mean we getting out to go and vote. What is he going to do to get black people to come out and vote?
I'm about to tell you. So right. So Nicholas comes from a very different background. See, the important thing that I feel as a political consultant is that we invite new people into the system, right? And new candidates should emerge because that's the way you get their base of people involved in the political arena.
Like the Democrats you worked for that you got elected.
Yeah, because he had never been elected before.
Right.
And I've never worked for an incumbent. I'll say I've never worked for an incumbent in my life. So Nicholas comes from a very interfaith community, right? He is a pastor of a small church up in the Northeast. He's also Organized for Power, which is an interfaith organization that has congregations across the city, over 70 of them, that goes from like masjids, churches, and the other other religious affiliations. So I think he's bringing in a new subset of people, right? Him being a community organizer, that's also another group of people that's not involved in the political process because they have to argue and stress themselves out over trying to get their issues into City Hall. So what better way to do it is get someone from your community to put them as the candidate to get them into City Hall so that you can get your issues on the table.
All this sounds beautiful, but I think he gotta...
I mean, if you... Listen, I hear you as a constituent.
Ernest is itching to go.
Yeah,
and I want him to go.
I'm scratching to get it all out the way. So let's be very clear here. Let's make this simple for people like everyday people, right? So you got 5, every voter in Philadelphia on election day gets 5 votes.
For 7 people. For 7 people.
Can I finish?
Mm-hmm, sure.
5, you get 5 votes. You only get 5. You only get 5. There's 7 seats. 2 for Democrats. 5 for Democrats, and then 2 for minority party, which can be anyone who's not Democrats, which can be Republicans, third parties, independents, everybody else. Okay, they're not going to win on Tuesday. and I can explain to you why they're not going to win on Tuesday.
Who's
because,
not going to win?
This Kendra Brooks and this Nicholas will work this working families party nonsense. They're not going to win on Tuesday. Let me tell you how our 5 votes go. When we got new voting machines, and y'all been hearing about these new voting machines, that's controversial, right? When people go to the polls, you got to realize something, and this is the part about this whole Democratic, not Democratic third party. They are getting these endorsements from a lot of Democrats who, quite frankly, are wasting their social capital, their money, and their energy trying to unseat 2 Republicans in a majority Democratic city and city council that has never really bothered anybody or done anything extremely crazy. So you're going to waste your energy, your social capital, and your resources to try to take out these 2 Republicans who, quite frankly, ain't really done much to really shake up the table and scare people.
So meaning that nobody's paying attention to
nobody's
them
checking for them anyway. You got Republicans on the state level and the congressional level that if these Democrats was to put the energy, why not push third-party candidates and other candidates that actually could take away toxic, really bad Republicans? Because in Philadelphia, ain't no one blaming Republicans. The scandals, the arrests, the indictments, they're all Democrats, right?
Yeah.
And so nobody's really, telling Democrats in Philly, we got to get these Republicans. First of all, they're going to say, which Republicans? Who are they? I never heard of them before.
Right.
And I didn't know these seats were there. But there are Republicans. There is a tight contingency of Republicans that will say voting for them, okay? So let's just talk about simple math. So these Democrats that are endorsing these independents, right? When we know we got 5 Democrats, they're basically telling people that you're not going to vote for 2 Democrats because you have to give up your 2 votes for your 5 Democrats for these 2 independents. The question to Democrats like that are registered like myself and you and you
because I'm a registered Democrat.
Yes, right. So who are you going to give up? Who are you telling me to give up these 2 votes for? Who am I supposed to sacrifice? Who am I supposed to not support? Now, we all may have our individual person, but logically and mathematically, if you're thinking like someone like me, if I have a person like a black woman named Catherine Gilmore Richardson who's a newcomer, I don't want to sacrifice her being low.
Why do you have to?
Well, let me finish.
You don't like Helen Kim, you're not voting
No,
for her.
no, I won't, but
you don't like Alan Dodd, you're not voting for him?
Hold on, pause.
That's the 2 people you can give up
No,
right now.
but here's the problem. Those are the 2 highest vote getters.
And maybe
so why should you vote for them then?
But when you,
and they're the 2 highest and you don't like them,
don't
vote for them.
But pause, let me finish my math.
Okay.
I would not vote for them regardless because of the fact that if you give up any votes or waste any votes on anybody else, that's giving that person more advantage. So I'm not going to waste my votes on any other candidate that could give them a boost over my candidates that I do want. So I'm only voting for 3 black elected officials, and I'm not going to waste my 2 votes voting for 2 people I don't like or wasting them on some independents that don't have a chance because they might stand away to push the numbers out. So let me also say this part, because it's like an averages. If you waste your votes pushing certain people, and they ask for the 2 other people to put in, what kind of number game are we playing where we could potentially lose people? Does that make sense? So you got to only do bullet voting. The other part too is that for Democrats, most people, the Democratic Party in Philadelphia, the way that the system has been is that when you vote, the ballot that you get, you know how they give you the ballots at the door? They're only going to have Democrat Party candidates. It's going to be straight 5. You think when your grandma and your aunt and everybody go to them polls, you think they're going to be like, not voting straight Democrat and then be like, okay, I'm going to vote for 3 Democrats here and then go down to none of these say Democrat. They're not going to do that. They're not going to know what they could be doing because that's not going to sound
I
right.
haven't even seen what they look like, but I'm like, what is these? Because I see
these names. You don't know, right? But you know that new voting machine is already crazy. So what people going to do is what's going to end up happening is folks going to say, where are the Democrats? Because that's all I'm going to vote for. Because if you have people, and they're going to do straight slap. They're not going to be doing no weird 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 here.
I had to play like that in May with this with all the people that was to vote for the people.
No,
who I want to be,
right?
But
see, so you see that, right? That math is weird. But then on a whole nother tip, and the reason why I know how people are not going to vote is that you're not telling me which Democrat not to vote for to substitute. And so to me, it's like that got me shook. Like, okay, so which one? Because these Democrats ain't gonna backstab their own people. Right. It's already shady enough.
They already have.
But they haven't told you which one. Right. So when you got 5, you can't even,
because it doesn't matter which one, because all of them are going to get over. Every Democrat is going to get over 130,000 votes. So it doesn't matter which one you substitute out.
But see, I think,
every single one is going to get that.
But I think too, that's why when I said earlier, you are saying that your candidate is for this, that. Well, they all are for that. But
that's
why?
Not true.
But who's gonna say which one's not?
Right,
call
exactly.
a name. Who?
That's why I was saying
the
to you
names
earlier.
we're calling is Al Turkenberger and David O. Neither one of them are.
But we not voting for Republicans anyway.
Right, but we talking about
which Democrat am I substituting for these two?
He's a good.
Wait a minute.
You went straight to Republican. We talking about Democratic candidates.
No, but the fight.
Which Democratic candidate?
Our literature says GOP out. Right. So listen. So we've heard.
Right. But
I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to answer that question.
No. Let me finish this.
Let me answer this question
because I have my time. Let me reclaim my time. No. Let me just say this part. There are, and which is what people don't want to ignore. There is 6% independents over Republicans. Why aren't y'all not out here getting these independents who don't have to sacrifice Democratic votes or Republican votes? Why are y'all not crafting a message that appeals to those people? Because everything y'all doing just been ass-kissing Democrats all day for endorsements, but where are those independents? Because there's other independent candidates running outside of those two. And guess what? They're going to be the Ralph Naders that's going to eat up y'all votes, in addition to Democrats not supporting y'all like y'all think y'all can get. And the strategy about to be terrible.
There we go. So this is what I'm saying. There's extreme messaging. I want to answer everything that Ernest just said, right? And I'm probably going to start from the most recent thing he said and go back. So there's messaging around independence, right? The fact is, like what I just said, he's an independent candidate with the backing of the Working Families Party. That lets you know that he doesn't have an affiliation to the Democrats or the Republicans. That lets an independent know that you have a third party candidate running. So that the messaging is right there, right?
That's not.
I'm talking.
Go ahead. That's not the
thank you.
messaging.
I'm talking. It's not your messaging, but it's ours. So it goes to the other thing about you being a Democrat. So the messaging that you hear as a Democrat is that you get 5 votes for 7 seats, and we understand that there is 5 Democrats that has been backed by the Democratic Party. But we're asking you to do is to substitute you as a Democrat to substitute 2 other Democratic people and vote for 3 Democrats and vote for these 2 people over here so that we can eliminate the Republican Party. Just let me finish. Let me finish, right? So that is what we're the messaging for the Democrats, right?
Why though?
So let's move back, right?
Why?
And as a Democrat, right? You know as a Democrat that you don't like every Democrat that's on the ballot, right?
No.
So the thing is, it's good to have an option to not have to just waste 2 of your votes. Because he doesn't like 2 of the Democrats on the ballot, he's going to say, well, I'm just going to vote for these 3, right? And you still have 2 votes out there that could go somewhere. Mm-hmm. Why not use those votes to do something with them? Like elect a third-party candidate that is maybe in favor
But why should I, me as a voter, why should I have to elect this third-party candidate simply because of what you're saying, which is, well, we know X, Y, and Z. Why should that be my option? Why should the option not be what the hell you are going to do to get me to come out here and vote? Why does it have to be a shim-sham scam of, well, but you should come out and vote for me anyway? That's what it sounds like. As a voter, that's what it sounds like.
But because of the conversation with Ernest, we're not getting to what the issues or the stances that he stands on.
But then if you're not...
We can have that conversation.
Right, but no, as a voter, I have a question for you and your campaign.
But let me answer the question. I'm going to answer the question. I get a chance to say this. The problem that I try to stress to people is that the system itself is broken. The fact that there's 7 seats and we only get to cast 5 votes, that's not fair to me as a constituent. So until we address the system, we have to operate within the system, and the way we operate into the system is voting for 3 Democrats. And
but see, this is one of the reasons why people don't like to go out and vote. You are not going to convince me or anybody else that I should simply just go out and vote for this person simply because, well, we haven't come to a common ground yet, so therefore, just come out and vote for this person anyway until we figure out what we're going to do.
But that was our messaging.
Nobody said that. No, but that is kind of what you're saying because you're saying
that's the kinda and what I'm saying is two different things.
Yeah,
I asked you to vote for Nicholas O'Rourke.
Yeah, but you're not telling me why I should vote for him. All you're telling me is because
the Republican.
He's the Republican.
He's a criminal justice.
But that's not different from.
And at what point in this conversation did you start saying that? Because let me tell you this real quick.
Right.
The whole logic of y'all entire campaign, the only reason why Democrats are supporting you all, because the logic is we gotta get Republicans out. Ain't not one person or none of the campaign rhetoric says anything about what makes y'all better. And I just
so you never heard Kendrick talk about being a community active? You never heard Nicholas talk about being a community organizer for criminal justice?
The reality is that
you don't know that about them?
Well, let me be clear. There's other candidates doing the same thing and saying the same thing. I don't see what makes them any different.
David O. and Al Torkenberger doesn't do neither.
But I'm not one for the
That's against the Republicans. Because the Republicans don't do that.
But listen, y'all
we can have those two.
Listen, y'all two are. Let's say this.
Y'all only want to get rid of them because they're Republicans.
Exactly. Right.
We want to get rid of them because they don't align with our values.
Let me just say this.
That is a party of
because you were Ernest.
That's why we want to get them out.
You were Ernest. All right, let me say this. Because you were Ernest. All right, let's say y'all the professionals. Now I'm the voter.
Now go ahead.
So simply because they're Republicans, we need to get them out of there. But he made a good point. Half of the people in the city don't even know we have Republicans in there because they're not doing anything threatening to us. No. So then if they're not threatening me and what it is that I'm doing, then why do I care that they're getting out? They're not even, I don't even know that they're in there.
And why are you going to vote
so
for two people? Why do I care? Why are you going to vote for two people you don't know?
Can I answer your question? Can I answer your question?
Go ahead.
Why? Because it's a session called Leaving Power on the Table. There's two people sitting in seats that's occupying space that's not being effective.
Yeah, but they're not being effective. Yeah, but listen, you are answering, but
you're talking and the answering is
I'm
stopping.
a voter.
But the only way a conversation happens is if I get a chance
but you're not
to answer what
saying
you asked me, and I gotta reclaim my own time because I'm not getting a chance to talk. So listen, I shut one fool up and then I gotta shut another one up. Give me a chance. Thank you. So what I'm saying is basically
on Tuesday I'm gonna shut your fool up.
We all going to. Yes,
I'm gonna shut your fool up. You stink, right? And I'm gonna vote for him.
So listen,
because you said, we don't need to have these.
That's all I have.
So that ain't never gonna
What I'm
happen.
saying is basically right.
I've been voting since I've been 18,
Republicans sitting
and I ain't never walked in no
it's an issue.
Just vote for somebody because I'm
independent in my life.
Well, you should give it a thought because the Democratic Party is extreme.
You know what I do think that they should do that. I think they need to start coming more into
the neighborhood.
Dude, they may not have knocked on your door.
They ain't been around here.
Okay, but let me tell you what gets me. But let me tell you what gets me though about these voters. Hold on. I'm going.
Wait, he's not even in this area, is he?
No, he's on. He lives down the street from Nicholas. He's like a block away.
No, but I'm saying, is that the area that he's running, or is it?
See, you was another one of them Democratic voters that don't listen, because from the beginning,
no, I don't listen because
he was running for at large.
But you're not saying
he was running at large, citywide.
You have to understand the reason why they don't care about this guy because he's not a Democrat. So you can't fault him or him because of these third party candidates.
I'm not saying
it's not about parties doing his job.
Care about your job.
No, he does.
He's doing a good job, but he's doing it.
But let me put it this way though. I can't because
that's subjective.
But hold on, but Mikhail, you know what? Let's just call a spade here, Kevin, and let's keep it 100 about why this doesn't make any sense. You are a registered Democrat. You helped get another Democrat that's also running for at large right now, who made it to the primary. Isaiah Thomas. And now you are now working to tell people not to vote for two Democrats. Now you didn't say not vote for Isaiah, but the logic is that some people that somebody is one of these people could go, and you're talking bad about this party that you just was on payroll for.
I didn't talk bad about the Democratic Party.
No. What is the reason?
What are you talking about?
No, let me finish. Let's back up.
I'm talking bad about the party that I used to work for. I never talk bad about the Democratic Party.
Let me be very clear how you are.
Why
are we not?
I didn't leave the party.
He's just
I work for a third party.
He's just working for a third party candidate to try to convince us not to vote for two Democrats for them instead. And I'm just trying to figure out why they gotta suffer. Why won't you talk to these independents who outweigh them too? They outweigh Republicans.
We talking to them too.
But here's the point. Let me finish.
We talking to everybody.
Okay, but you're really not though because you ain't got no independents endorsing y'all. Y'all ain't got
no
Green Party endorsements. Y'all everything.
So you know interesting though. Andrew Stover, right? Andrew Stover in 2015.
A former Democrat.
But he ran as an independent.
Yeah.
He got the endorsement of Michael Nutter, who was the sitting mayor.
Because he worked for Nutter.
Am I talking?
He worked for him.
I think sometimes I think my voice be going in and out.
No, but I'm just saying.
So what I'm trying to say is Andrew Stover ran as an independent who was a former, right, it's a lot, because third party candidates don't, the reason, that's the same thing with Bernie Sanders. The reason why Bernie Sanders went from independent to a Democrat is because
he's not a Democrat.
I know, right, and that's what I understand. So let me get the thought out before y'all start talking.
Well, I mean,
but what I'm saying is that Bernie Sanders was an independent. He had to move over to a Democrat to run for president because the political structure that we work in, if he was to run as an independent, he would get no exposure. He wouldn't get no debate time. He wouldn't be able to get in front of the people.
I agree.
It would be hard for him to raise money. So a lot of times, that's like Ralph Nader. Like, people, like, we know who he is, but the person who watches these videos, like, who the hell is that? Like, never heard of him, right? So that's the reason why these parties has to switch. In contrary, Sherry Cohen, who is a supporter of, has ran as a Democrat for city council at large 3 times, and in this race, she has never decided to run as an independent. But he's calling out Nicholas and Kendra for being Democrats in disguise, but he doesn't talk about the same person he's supporting who ran as a Democrat 3 times. Nicholas and Kendra has never ran as a Democrat.
Oh, let me be clear.
They've never ran as a Democrat.
Let me be clear.
Sherry Cohen has run as a Democrat 3 times,
right.
but yet and still he doesn't use the same advice that he's given to others to apply to his.
But let's be clear. But you gonna come for me. Let me get you together.
No.
I'm sort of Carrie Cohen because I know her policies and because I actually like her. I actually know what she's about, and she's very clear about what she stands for. She's actually going against the establishment. The Democratic Party is not supporting her, trying to knock her off the ballot, okay? The same people that's endorsing Nicholas O'Rourke were some of the same people that tried to fight her to get off the ballot, okay? So she's actually...
She was a Democrat this past May.
Yeah, but you don't know what happened though. So let me school you. This the part.
Is
you
this the one you got in trouble?
Yes.
Sherry Cohen?
Yeah. She had like a scandal going on.
Yeah. Arguing with another LGBT
That wasn't
member.
her. That was not her.
Her campaign manager?
Her campaign manager did.
Is that not an extension of her campaign? When you're on the campaign trail,
you're
yelling and calling
people.
people. Be honest.
Well, no.
I agree with Andre.
So let me be clear.
Because she's the campaign manager, is the voice and the face of the campaign.
Which is why Nicholas is not going to win on Tuesday.
Well, Nicholas definitely not going to win.
So let's be clear. All I'm saying to answer that point is I'm voting for her because I like her. I'm not denying that.
But you're voting for her for the same things that you're not voting for another black person.
But that's not what
and you're the same person in May. In May, you ask everybody to vote black.
Why are you talking the hell over me?
You vote every year.
Why are you talking over me?
I checked out a little bit.
No, but my whole thing is that you can't talk over me without explaining. So let me talk for my piece. I am supporting her because of the fact that I know her. I'm supporting her because I recognize that she is actually going to challenge both Democrats and Republicans. She is an actual independent in this particular race. She is critical of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Nicholas O'Rourke and them are not coming at Democrats the same way that they're coming at Republicans. And if you're a true independent, I want you to be actually independent from both of these parties. The problem with them is they're getting endorsements from Democrats, lots of Democrats that we actually don't care for. A lot of black Democrats in this city don't like Helen Gim. But yet Nicholas and them...
So they don't like R. Henry, they don't like Vincent Hughes.
Can I finish though?
Let me finish. They don't like none of them.
But can I finish?
Okay.
There are certain people that get endorsements from, like Brian Sims.
I've heard of him.
That is supporting him. That was a man that tried to throw a fundraiser in the neighborhood, the racist bar that was calling people the N-word. They tried to host a fundraiser in one of those bars. Because they don't even know nothing about gay politics or the people they're trying to appeal to. But you're going to have these Democrats host a fundraiser to try to get you to come there. And you expect my black ass...
black gay politics.
But if you are not a Democrat, and if you are quote-unquote progressive, then you will know that you should not be in anti-black LGBTQ spaces if you're trying to appeal to black gay voters like myself when you live right across the street from me.
So he's not supposed to talk to the white voters, the white gay voters either?
But are you assuming that the white gay voters... Are you assuming the white gay voters are racist? Because by default, nobody should be going those places. And the white gay people, I don't go to those places.
You're black and gay. Do you not go to Woody's? Do you not go to... You go to Boyer, right?
Is that
you go to Boyer,
right? What place was it that had the racist bar?
It was...
Well, a lot of them had different ones, but that wasn't particular.
But I don't think if you're trying to appeal to a certain group, like if you're trying to appeal to the black gay community, you should not be having a fundraiser event at a bar where racist comments were being made.
That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't.
First of all, the event never happened there.
But it didn't happen there because wasn't he criticized for it? That's why he
was. And it was at one of
the honestly, since you being a campaign manager, I'll tell you if you want to address that situation. I'll tell you what happened. That fundraiser was put on by the host committee, which was made up of Malcolm Kenyatta, Adrian, and Brian Sims.
Democrats.
Okay, that's fine.
You got Democrats hosting your fundraisers. You got Democrats passing
to
you.
Answer the
no,
question.
but let me finish.
He just asked me not to overtalk him, and then let me.
Wait, can I say something real quick? Don't overtalk.
Yeah.
Let me just say this real quick. Okay, so when this was going on, were you the campaign manager?
Yes,
yes.
So wouldn't it be somebody like me?
I know.
Well, I mean, he's good at what he does. Don't get me wrong. He's good at what he does.
That's why I get paid.
But that's right. I know that's right. But you would think that because you're a campaign manager, you're black, you're gay, you would think that you would know better to allow your candidate to be put in a position like that.
And I mean,
whether somebody else decided to, whether this Democrat said let's have it there or not, you as the campaign manager and you being the group that your person is trying to appeal to, you would think that no, this is not a good idea. Maybe we should host it somewhere else. Not allow them to have it there and then have the public find out and then start criticizing and then say, oh no, we're not going to have it. Why? So that means that you didn't do.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Right. So
let's make this short.
Yeah, let's make it short. But it's interesting because we see this on a federal level, right? Like when we think about like Barack Obama, who received money from like Harvey Weinstein, right? And then like it's like, or for instance, let's use a more local level race. Larry Cranston, when he the week before the election, got $2 million from Soros. That was not of his doing or his campaign.
Okay.
Someone that is an extension of the campaign had to go get the money and ask Soros to dump the money into his campaign, right? So when it comes to that particular event, we didn't put that event together. That event had a host committee, which was made of Brian Sims, Malcolm Kenyatta, both of them are state reps, and Adrian, who is a Democrat who ran for city council at large earlier this year. So they put together the event, they put together the flyer, and they did all of that. We had not been previewed on the event. There's 1,000 things going on in campaigns, right? We don't have our hands on every single event. Sometimes people do things in favor of the candidates and say, hey, this is what I have, I'm going to raise some money for you. Can you come to this event? The fundraisers, and every fundraiser that's happened for us, we haven't been to every fundraiser. People have raised money on behalf of us. But what I will say about this particular event, they wanted media around the event. The reason that Ernest found out about the event because he did receive an email from the communication side.
And they couldn't Google me and know what my work is about. To even
but that wasn't
why
us.
Would you invite me?
That wasn't us. That was the communication team that did that.
But then we talk about reflections, though.
But this is the last time I'm going to let Ernest talk. After we were made aware of the event, of course, it became a topic at the table, and we discussed it, and we corrected it. We made sure that location was changed, and people called us tone deaf and said that we're this and we're that, and we said, you know what? They making valid points, and that's how campaigns are ran. And the reason Hillary lost in 2016 because she didn't make those adjustments. We listened, we heard people. This is what they said.
That's a good talking point. But Hillary, 2016 came and went. We're talking about 2019.
Yeah, and so
but the thing is that the time that we living in,
that's why I said it's a good.
She didn't go to Wisconsin, is why she lost. But what I will say is that we're not in 2016, but the life that we're living in 2019 is a direct result of the election of 2016.
Okay.
Let's not forget that. 2016 is in our living rooms, is in our bedrooms.
Yeah, it's called Donald Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is not why she lost.
So I'm not even going to argue that. But what I would say,
you can't argue the truth. Argue what you can argue.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to say this, and then we can get to the next topic. It's very clear that, in my opinion, is that no matter how much we want to argue at, it's too many Democratic hands on this independent pot. You got Democrats.
That's the way he don't like. He don't like that.
You want to cut me off?
He don't like that.
He
is like Sherry Coleman.
Well, let him
who's a Democrat, is not an independent.
Let him finish.
Yeah, because that's right. You know, you got too many independent. You got too many Democrats. If it walks like a duck, talk like a duck, it's a duck. My whole thing is
it's Sherry Coleman.
But can I finish?
That's what it is.
But are you gonna cut me off? Come on, Dick.
Okay.
So you got Democrats doing your fundraisers because they're not doing it for Sherry Coleman. Don't Democrats are hosting her fundraisers, honey. You got people canvassing, knocking on doors. You got Larry Krasner, you got Helen Gim out in my neighborhood in West Philly, knocking on doors, telling me to vote third party, which don't make no sense. And the crazy part is you got all these people who are state reps who are not run for city council at large. This is not their races, but they tell everybody how to vote. And so to me, it just seems like there's just too much Democratic influence in the fundraisings, in the canvassing, in the promotions, in the endorsements. And I'm just at a point where, like, if I wanted to just vote a Democrat, I'll just vote for the 5 I already got. Because clearly there seems to be no disagreement. And at the end of the day, and let me talk about power and Republicans and power. Let's talk about power, and then we can move to this next topic. We all can agree that Republicans are powerless in city council.
That's
and
not true.
So
they get a check, don't they?
They get a check,
but
they vote on policy.
But let me finish.
They vote on legislation.
But let me put this way: their votes, the way that
they
votes,
control the parking authority.
Can I finish this?
The parking authority that boots your car and my car.
My car ain't never been boosted.
They never been boosted. It's tickets, right?
Okay.
That is controlled by the Republican Party.
Listen, what are they doing that affects
Kevin,
I haven't had no ticket. Get that far to a booth.
But Kevin, here's my thing though. You got candidates who. But Democrats have done more far damage, right? Democrats, it was the Democrats that dropped the point. I wasn't asking you a question.
And he's like, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about what the Democrats are doing. Let's ignore what the Republicans are doing.
We got soda taxes. We got soda taxes.
We need to get rid of the taxes.
Yeah, and those two are in favor of it, by the way.
His people.
Our people are.
Why?
Because they're Democrats.
And my thing is this. So
this is what I'm talking about his mayor. Like, he is a mayor.
Maria
came out of nowhere.
Maria Sanchez that he wants to vote for mayor in 4 years.
Yeah.
She also voted against the soda tax, and she's a Democrat. So not all Democrats are in support of the soda tax.
But your two working family party candidates are.
But let me say, let's have a conversation about policy now. We talked about the optics. Let's talk about policy. So the thing is about the soda tax was designed to create universal pre-K in the school, right? So my thing is when
obesity.
And when Kendra Brooks as an education,
but they taxing the poor black people
if you let me finish, I'm going to get to that point. As a black person and lives in an impoverished neighborhood, I agree with you. But the thing is I say about the soda tax is that when Kendra Brooks was on the front line asking for the soda tax money, or the soda tax policy, what she was asking for was the idea around universal pre-K. What we got is not that. So that is the issue. Right. Do they support the current bill, the current policy as it stands? They do not.
We need to get rid of this.
Do they support universal pre-K? Yes, they do. There's a difference. So if we want to talk policy, that's the policy of it. If they can go in and make an amendment to that as city council members, they will. The same way they want to reverse the 10-year tax abatement. That is in favor of wealthy folks.
Right. I guess I don't want to be pressed about candidates that's not going to win anyway. Like,
but you're voting for Sherry Cohen, who's also not going to win.
I know. But
that's his vote.
That's my vote.
But that is his vote.
Let me tell you something.
I'm very clear.
So let me vote my way. You vote your way.
I'm walking. I'm going straight to the house. Because I've been off at 7.
You go straight down there.
7 in the morning. I'm going straight now. Because I'm walking here won't know what the fuck's going on.
But you don't vote Democrat and you go vote in 2020, right?
I know I'm not voting.
Sherry Cohen.
And them two other candidates.
Nobody.
I told Sherry my name on the ballot.
I don't think Sherry Cohen's going to win. But
you're going to waste your vote on that one. But you're not going to waste your vote on these two.
No,
but you're going to waste your vote on this woman that you know is not going to win also.
You know what I like about you? You know what I like about Diggy? He's sticking with this.
Because he's getting paid too.
Yeah.
If I was getting paid to
he's sticking with this.
I'm
sticking to the facts. I'm sticking to the facts.
He's sticking with this.
That's why.
You're not gonna vote, but you're gonna. But why would I vote? You still haven't told me.
I told you why.
If you're getting paid, brother, get your check. Get your money.
Yes, you are.
Whatever y'all say, I'm taking the facts.
I'm happy a black man is
love the fact.
I'm happy a black man is
the campaign manager and you get the check. I love that.
Yeah.
I may not.
A young black man.
That's right. You get that check, and that means that next Sunday you can take me out to brunch.
I won't do that.
Yes, you will. Okay? Because I know that's
my money.
So what happens when y'all lose on Tuesday?
I mean, the thing is,
and where does that money go to?
After Tuesday, right? After Tuesday,
who pockets that money?
My title right now is campaign manager. The campaign is over, win, lose, or draw, November 5th, right?
Right.
That is the end of my job. I will move on my life.
Okay.
But this is what I wanted to ask you.
Right.
Shit.
No, I want to ask you this. So back in May, right, when it was a primary, I remember the day before the election, they posted a post on Facebook. If you look him up, Ernest Owens on Facebook.
Yeah.
And the election was May 21st, so you posted on May 20th, and you asked people to vote all black.
Right.
Right? That was your statement. You said that you're going to vote all black, and you voted for Anthony Williams for mayor.
Yes, it is.
I sure did too.
Right? You voted for all the black candidates at large, all the black judges. You voted all black, right? So here comes November, which is only 6 months later, you're now going to vote against two black people.
What he told us to vote for.
To vote for in May.
No, that's not what I
you
said.
are. You are.
But let me be clear.
No, listen. My question ain't done.
Go ahead.
My question ain't done,
That's
right?
our question.
So,
Point.
in the space of doing this, where's your consistency? That's the question.
So I'll take my consistency. My consistency is with your consistency. You were supporting Isaiah Thomas as a Democrat, who I told people.
And I'm still going to vote for Isaiah Thomas.
Great, but
you can't vote for Isaiah Thomas on Tuesday.
I can vote for 5 people. I can vote for 5 people. I'm going to vote for Isaiah Thomas.
Okay, good.
I am.
And so,
as I did in May.
yes. And so the consistency for me is that I supported Sherry Cohen then, and I'm going to support Sherry Cohen now.
How you support her then if you voted all black in May?
No, Sherry Cohen dropped out the race, but if Sherry Cohen stayed in the race, I would have supported her then. She would have been the other white person, the only white person I would support.
Oh, so you wouldn't have had the all black rhetoric?
No, I would have had her too.
He said no.
She dropped out the race, but if she would have stayed in the race, I would have been.
But she dropped out as a Democrat though, right? She was a Democrat when she dropped out in May.
She did.
Okay.
And so let me be clear, if she would have stayed.
So is she a true Democrat or is she a true independent? I'm confused.
I mean, she's a true independent now. She's been screwed up by the Democrat Party. So
she changed her whole values in 5 months?
Democratic, Nicholas
She had a
O'Rourke.
life-changing alteration in 5 months?
The same way you did, Nicholas O'Rourke did too. Is Nicholas O'Rourke a Democrat?
I'm a Democrat.
Okay, is Nicholas O'Rourke a Democrat? Because he just switched parties recently so he could get on his slate.
He's never ran as a Democrat.
No, he's never ran as a Democrat, but he's always been a registered Democrat. And
I don't know what his registration says.
That's what
I know that he's an independent now, and I know he's never ran as a Democrat.
That's what reporters do. He switched his party affiliation and run for this party. He's been a registered Democrat for forever. He switched his party to run for this position.
So all his life he's been a registered Democrat?
Yes.
I think you should do more of your homework.
Him and Kendra. Kendra's been a Democrat too.
She has, but he has not.
No, that's not him. It's her.
Okay.
Her. Yes, the missus.
Yes.
I thought I took that.
Because I see your eyes were and mine is burning too.
No, but I said no. I said she has though. And then
I work for Nicholas O'Rourke.
Oh, okay. Why get confused with both of them? Because you're trying to tell us to vote for both. So
Listen, I forgot the question.
Where's this consistency?
So let me explain the consistency. The consistency is that I told people to support Democrats.
Support black.
Let me say, so support black Democrats. This election cycle, I'm still telling you to vote for black Democrats. That's my consistency. I never switched up. There was black people running for Republican. There was black people running for mayor. Y'all say candidates loosely. Be very clear. I said black Democrats. That's what I said. And this time I'm telling them to still vote for black Democrats. And these third party people, whether they're Republicans or independents, I'm not telling people to vote for them because I don't see it.
So you're not going to tell nobody to vote for Sherry Cohen next Tuesday?
Sherry Cohen is
not. She's not a Democrat.
She wasn't. I've always told people to vote for Sherry Cohen. Listen, you keep flipping it.
I'm confused.
Let me finish. Sherry Cohen ran as a Democrat in city council. She dropped out the race before election, so I did not endorse her. And I told people to vote for her.
Are you going to endorse her this coming Tuesday? Is my question.
Yes. I'm endorsing.
So you're going to tell everybody to vote for all black Democrats and vote for this white woman?
I'm going to tell them to vote for the LGBTQ candidate because she's the only one that is openly, and she's the one who's been the closest ever to actually win it. And I'm telling them to support her because we have
she wasn't close at all in May.
Well, no, not yet. She dropped out.
She dropped out as a Democrat.
Okay, but let's be very clear. We've never had an LGBTQ person in city council. And she's done the work.
And we're not going to get one on Tuesday either.
Okay, we may not, but guess what? She's done the work. And she's done the work, and she's been doing the work. And when it came to Gabriel racism, unlike Brian Sims, who endorsed your candidate, she stood up for racial discrimination. She showed up and she defended them. But your person is affiliated with them and get endorsements from them. So let me be very clear: the people that he's aligned himself and they work for, she's done that work. So I don't care about these party affiliations. To be quite honest, I'm voting for people. And these are the people I feel comfortable with telling people to vote for. These people that I know. These are people that did not switch up. Nicholas switched up, honey. Okay? He switched up for me. Because when I saw him in May and he was asking people to support, I told him I want to hear more about his campaign. I want to know what's going on. When all this stuff went down, I called that stuff down. He may have told you, but I didn't get a phone call. And he got my number, and we friends on Facebook. I didn't get a DM. I didn't get a phone call, but I definitely.
So your support, your lack of support for him is because of the personal relationship or because of the policies that he's running off. I just want to understand.
Okay, it's a combination of a lot of things. His campaign to me is sloppy. The campaign he's been running is sloppy. It's inconsistent. The conference, and I'm not going to put all our business out there, but the kind of conversation, the kind of movement he was doing before he got these Democratic endorsements and versus when he did are two different things. The way he was critical about the Democratic Party back when he was first entertaining his run is a lot different once he got these endorsements. People go Hollywood. People got to do what they got to do. Big money, big things. The thing about me is I'm not buying it. I feel like if you could switch up in a race just because you're getting certain endorsements, What's going to happen when you get there? Once you get in City Hall and you with them Democrats and you get elected, you going to do the same stuff they going to do. You getting their money, their endorsements, you in their circle, you not going to be raw. I can say for a fact that Sherry Cohen has went through the trenches. Because you know that these Democrats are dirty to these other Democrats. I saw a woman named Jamie Gutierrez go against Janie Blackwell, okay? None of the establishment.
Did she get voted out?
Yes, she did.
All right.
And so let me just say that people, the Democratic Party didn't even support her. So the fact that they support these third-party candidates to me just seems like it's hypocritical.
The Democratic Party is not doing that.
But I mean, but how long? Like,
the elected officials themselves have endorsed. Bob Brady has been very critical of Nicholas. He has
As he should. He's the party leader.
And that's what I'm saying.
So
Don't say the Democratic Party is supporting them because that's not the truth.
But
elected officials have endorsed them.
A bunch of prominent Democrats, including Elizabeth Warren.
Yes, Elizabeth Warren has endorsed Kendra.
Yeah, and I just seen the mayor endorse.
The mayor endorsed Warren. It's something fishy going on. I'm not saying
yes.
It's something.
And
now we got Larry Krasner, our DA also.
He's funny money too. Something's going on.
Something is weird.
Money?
Because something is going on.
Why are y'all so pressed about Warren? What kind of, and I'm not talking about the third party candidates because they're not going to win anyway. We're talking about Democrats now. Because at this point, that's where we're at right now.
We'll see November 5th.
We'll see. Well, let me just be this.
As a reporter, you'll be reporting on November 6th, regardless when we draw, right?
No shade though.
Thank you.
We all know
Can you make sure you cover us?
I'm going to cover y'all loss.
Thank you.
You're going to get the first story. I've already laid out.
Like, put a link to this video.
You know, I'm going to put that link and hyperlink up. I spoke to voters. I spoke to black voters and Democrats who was on the edges. I'm going to do that. Remember this conversation. I promise. I'm going to hyperlink.
I said I was a voter.
There were Democrats that were skeptical about this. I'm going to hyperlink. Because I'm going to remind people, like, real rap, it's like you're asking a lot. And it ain't enough information.
Trying to operate in a system that's already broken. The fact that you're only allowing people to vote for 5 people, and there are 7 seats.
All right, I'm done with this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got 5 seats, and then I'm gonna get 3 to my kids, and then I'm gonna get the other 2 to my stepkids.
Yeah.
Like fuck no, I'm gonna keep all my eggs
in one basket.
That's how I'm gonna.
Especially when you know
that's how you end up with the same old every single time.
Well, listen, when you tired of the same people, that's when you put.
They should have ran the primary.
I don't feel comfortable just running out and voting for somebody just because you tell me to go vote for them, and I don't even know who you are or what you stand for. And I
this is a corny elevator pitch. They looking like you don't like your dude, so they be like. But wait a minute, I'm good where I'm at. Whoa, this could be better. You don't know. I
don't know you at all. I think that they all need to start going out into the. I don't even know who reps this area or anything, but they need to start.
This is what y'all do.
We talk politics. Let's talk politics.
I just feel like
we spend so much time.
He can pivot, and so can you.
I just feel like at the end, I just bless their heart. I just think if anybody gonna win from this, it's gonna be Kendrick. Y'all know Kendrick gonna get it, child. If one of them gonna get it, it's gonna be Kendrick. And they did your man dirty. I
will be equally excited if one of them wins.
That's what you're supposed to say. Yeah. But I'm gonna say right
now.
What
I'm supposed to say, how I personally feel.
What I'm supposed to say is this. You know, I just want to just say that God has blessed Kanye West today. Because Kanye West got $68 million on the tax return.
Right.
And I want to know how y'all feel about the new Kanye West. Mixing and he's
religion.
Mixing in politics and religion at his Sunday service.
Well, this is first of all, this whole Sunday service that he has is promo for his album.
Right.
What are the people that are following this church service going to do once the promotion is over?
Right.
Because he ain't having service no more.
They won't have a church to go to. Where does the congregation go?
And you want to know who's also in the choir? We interviewed Gogo Mara. I noticed that she's
really.
She's
wow.
She's in the choir.
From Philadelphia.
I see a lot of people in his choir. And listen, shout out to y'all for doing y'all. But I'm not impressed by what Kanye West is doing.
But
I think that he's using. Let me tell you something. They sing down, but just because you sing down don't mean, like for instance, you can go on YouTube and find a bunch of gospel videos or a bunch of videos of Mahalia Jackson, and in the comments you'll see a bunch of people say, "I don't believe in Christ, but she sounds awesome." This right here, I'm not following this, but that don't mean his choir don't sound awesome. They sound amazing, but this is just this is a promo stunt.
Yeah.
And they got a bunch of young black people who at one point saying they don't go to church and they don't be, now everybody running back to church or Kanye's church. But this is just a promo.
So that's because they're not. Okay, so two things is upset. First of all, for people act like this is new, musicians have always been playing up into gospel as a way to market something.
Yes.
Madonna did
especially when they do wrong.
Right.
That's how they get the
Madonna did it. R. Kelly did it.
Yes, yes.
They all play
R.
up
Kelly
a gospel.
does it.
And still
Well,
do
not
it right.
anymore.
Not as much.
Yeah.
But he did it for a minute. R. Kelly did it. You know.
They do it.
Beyonce's done it.
They do
but
it.
not as a huge marketing thing. But she's in.
They do
that.
it.
They do it. So that's one. But then two, what I want to be clear is he's not drawing people. He's not drawing people for church. He's using people.
He's not.
He's using music. But the thing is, they're not going to talk about Christ.
No.
They're there for the music.
No, they're there for the music. And everybody. And let me tell you something.
Like,
every single person that I've talked to about this. Oh, I want to go to Kanye's church so I can see Kanye. Ain't nobody talking about I want to go get saved. Nobody talking about I want to worship or to fellowship or to be in the presence of God. It's I want to go see Kanye.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what the fuck is that? Yeah, it's a concert.
But they don't. That's why I don't know why everyone's acting like he's a drawing people. He's drawing people to music, the gospel music.
Right. And if you're drawing people to gospel music, more power to you. But let's not get confused of what this really
he's not
is.
using. But here's the thing: he's not putting no gospel artists on. The people he's using are secular singers that has good vocals. He's not putting any actual gospel artists on, and the ones that were, we canceled them, but we give him a chance, which is hypocritical. Look at the girl from Mary Mary.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Campbell.
Chrisette Michelle, too. She's not gospel artist.
But all these other ones,
see people cancel her for the Trump thing.
We throw them out for all of this, but we over here uplifting him, which I say.
Still uplifting Kanye and putting money to his money.
I'm
logging onto their website before them shooting.
But this is what I will say. It's interesting that you bring up that point because I would love to find out what is the reason because for the longest I can understand why we didn't cancel R. Kelly. The fact that R. Kelly
because they're black women, that's why.
We gotta chill on the R. Kelly talk because
because they will flag this.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, y'all didn't cancel.
Say somebody else.
Y'all didn't cancel the King of R&B. That's what I will say.
Yes.
You didn't cancel the King of R&B. He finally got canceled this summer. Right. And me, I remember seeing that tape with him and that young girl when I was in middle school. Right. He's been canceled to me for so long. Right. I don't dare. It's clearly there, and it seems to me to be a gender disparity.
But like he said, because they're women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's easy to cancel. It's easy to cancel these women.
I mean, Chris Brown. Come on.
Right.
Listen, I don't think
Chris Brown.
I feel like Chris Brown was young and dumb.
Yes, and he made a mistake.
Oh no!
That wasn't a mistake. That was.
You don't beat nobody in the face like that.
First of all,
he somebody beat you in the face like that.
Well, to the story that we hear, she did hit him first.
No, we're not doing that.
It doesn't matter.
We're not doing that.
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter.
First of all, let's just be
He engaged in
okay,
altercation.
It doesn't matter.
I think he let anger
Let me tell you
him.
something. She shouldn't have hit him. But her hitting him does not result into you doing what you did to her face.
Huh?
Did you see her face?
Yes. But
her hitting him.
I would explain it because I don't
But
know.
let me ask you this question since you asked questions.
I don't think that.
If your mother hit a man, and your man did what if a man did to your mother what he did to Chris Brown, would you then turn around and say, "Oh, well,
Mom,
you shouldn't hit him"?
So Whoopi Goldberg on
I'm
the
asking
bill.
you a question.
This is what I'm going to tell you.
Would you look at your mother and say, "Mom, you shouldn't hit him"?
There's never. I'm
sorry.
I'm about to tell you about my mother.
Would you do that?
My mother taught me as a kid. If they hit you, you hit them back. So my thing is, what we're not going to do. I believe in
so it's okay for men to do that.
Now, are you speaking as the campaign manager?
Because I don't want. Because we have no politics.
This is my personal opinion. This has nothing to do with the work of Philadelphia.
So I am agreeing with Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg.
When she says,
if you hit somebody, be prepared.
You cannot.
That's right.
If I tap him like this and he decides to backhand me,
so if your mother, you mean to tell me? You mean to hold on? Don't say a word.
I'm not saying.
Don't say nothing. No. So you mean to tell me if your mother pulled up to your house with her face looking like Rihanna's, you gonna say to your mother, "Oh well, you shouldn't have hit him first"? You gonna say that?
It's not.
Well, no, you're not gonna say that.
Why not?
First of all, I'm ready to
keep your hands to yourself.
No, you said to your mother.
My mother hit him. That's somebody's son.
I'm getting upset. Going to kill them.
I'm getting upset. I think he acted like he was going to just say no.
Hold on.
Somebody hit your mother like that?
Okay. I'm not going that argument that route because that's just a rabbit hole of nonsense.
Yes, but that is a huge rabbit hole of nonsense.
But let me just say this though.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Hold on, we're not even talking about that. Let's just talk about Chris Brown's rap sheet. After that situation, he didn't stop. I wish people would stop acting like it was just one incident. It was that. It was a situation with Carucci. It was the restraining orders.
Yeah,
it was
he's crazy.
aggression. He's got a lot of stuff that made him.
That's another
accountable.
person that needs to check their mental health. And I'm saying that in a positive way.
Right.
But can I ask you this? Do you not think that there's a direct correlation between young black, especially young black men, in the criminal justice system, that once they get looped into that system, that it becomes a downward spiral? We've seen this with many people.
But Chris Brown has not suffered in the criminal justice system the way Pookie and Raheem have. Because he hasn't. You know why? Because he's dancing around on stage making millions of dollars while some of these other guys are struggling to find
Meek
jobs.
Mills has very similar experiences with the criminal justice system.
No. Chris Brown ain't have to suffer the way Meek Mill has. Meek Mill suffered over dirt fucking bikes.
Over 13 years.
But the original dirt bike.
Let's be The original case with Meek Mill was a gun case.
Yes, a gun case.
Listen, the reason why Meek Mill went back to jail,
the cop lied on him, right?
Yes,
exactly. But listen, now we're going to
he's been going to probation off and on.
But that's the same thing with Chris Brown. Meek Mill went back to jail for a technical violation.
But
the
it's
reason that
always
Chris Brown, remember when Chris Brown went back to jail? It was for a technical violation.
So you trying to say that Chris Brown and
Meek
Mill
situation is the same?
They both went to jail for a technical violation.
But that doesn't make no probation.
It's the system.
Him going to jail for robbing CVS and you going to jail for raping a 3-year-old is not the same. Okay? It's not the same. But I'm just saying.
Chris Brown used his hand.
He's not getting.
Chris Brown used his hand and Meek Mills used the gun.
Okay.
But Meek Mill didn't shoot nobody.
Hold on,
he had the gun though.
But he didn't shoot anybody.
No, hold on,
he
wait.
didn't shoot
He
nobody.
had a license to carry. He broke the law.
Okay, he did, but he didn't shoot nobody. Who did he kill with the gun?
So I'm just gonna say this: when we do this thing, when we do this,
I don't know what this thing is.
Over. So I'm just gonna say this about this. First of all, you know, I don't compare Meek Mill and Chris Brown is just a ridiculous thing to be doing anyway.
Yes.
I'm just gonna put that there.
They
don't compare. But let me just say this.
Probation is probation.
He's actually speaking against
I'm talking. We're not comparing.
I know. It's easy for you to stand up to him. But when it's my turn, you get quiet.
Because me and him
he's talking.
He's
talking.
All right. Thank you. So like I said before, you got a situation where you got, first of all, Meek Mill and them don't compare. Second of all, you talking about stuff that Meek Mill did before he was a millionaire. Chris Brown's a millionaire who has access to resources, has gotten tons of more chances than Meek Mill has had in many ways. Meek Mill is doing his thing now, whatever. But you got Chris Brown who's got some stuff going on that he just, for the life of him, has never really had to really deal with on the same scale. So I just feel like we're comparing apples to oranges. Just because they're both fruit don't mean they taste the same. One is citrus and one is not, okay? And I feel like comparing the two of them is like, okay, both of them are in the system.
Having sex and the other one doesn't.
I mean, depends on what you like.
Well, which one you want?
Well, I don't eat oranges, but you know,
I don't like
that citrus.
Well, one is raggedy and one is dirty. I don't know. One is raggedy.
Well, oranges can get you dirty because they sticky.
Both of them are raggedy.
Are you speaking from
personal experience? They both could be.
Have you used oranges for you? Oh,
but they're not for me.
Okay.
Not my tango. Not my tango. I've seen too many videos of both.
I have.
I think you did that too. You seem like the type.
Well, I'm not discussing any of that.
I'm just saying.
That's off the table topics. Nope. Ernest a sex life? Nope. No, that's on the table. So my whole thing with it though, between the two of them, I mean, first of all, there's no comparison. Second of all, like I said before, me got his stuff going on. Chris Brown is cancelable, but the larger point we was talking about, because we don't want to get caught up. We got caught up in this rabbit hole trying to act like Chris Brown was justified in what he was doing. Right. She was
where that Sherry Coleman was an actual independent. We got grip on that.
We're not talking about her.
Yeah.
We off that right now.
We are.
I just feel like I don't forgot what I was about to say.
They need to be canceled. Chris Brown is trash.
I don't think Chris Brown. I don't think he's harmful.
Yeah, I don't think
he's not harmful.
Now I do.
Because y'all want to fuck him.
No,
absolutely.
What?
Wait,
that's not my. I like dark skin.
Also, you not like me?
Told you to go to.
I'm not. No, it does nothing for me.
Listen, I agree.
I'm into dark skin, and I would make that known. Chris Brown is not on my docket.
That makes sense.
See, y'all shouldn't just make it a color thing.
But I mean, my preference is my preference now. Now, who I decide to lay with, come on now. I think I can control that. That's my right.
And this is where I'm agreeing with you. Because I have a preference. Now, I don't have a color preference.
Right.
I don't have a color preference.
We got size preference.
You look good light skin, and then you look good dark skin. If you look good to me, you get me excited.
Yeah, my preference.
But some people just
my preference is black.
Yeah.
Like some people don't mind small.
Yeah, some people like small.
I like black. That's all. That's my preference.
You saying some people have
black
like
men,
a race.
Women are beautiful, but black men, that's it.
Yeah, some people have race.
Listen, I like black too. It has nothing to do with anybody else. I just like black.
I support biracial marriages.
So do I.
100%.
But I support them too, but I don't want to be
People
anyone.
have a right to like what they like.
Exactly. Yeah. So please don't bash me for liking dark skin.
I'm
talking to Kevin.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I didn't bash
Kevin, you say now don't you start to go on this tangent. Roll the tapes back. Allow me to
back.
Well, no,
I didn't bash you.
He said don't make it
I just think it's weird to. I think it's weird
to. It's not making a preference
to go on a color point, but it's still a skin thing because you're like making it.
My preference. Everybody at this table prefer men, right?
No. No. Please do not. No.
You don't prefer me out.
You are the guest. Me and Kevin are the questioners. You the answer.
Like, all I know is
all right, Kanye's canceled.
No, I mean I'm not buying none of Kanye's music. I don't think the old
I'm not
Kanye
buying
West is ever
He's never coming back. He's gone.
Yeah, for me, Kanye West. I knew he had a mental health issue when he walked up on that stage and embarrassed Taylor Swift the way that he did.
What I don't like about
that was the only time of mental health for me.
It's tweets like I saw from Donald Jr. about Kanye West now it's really becoming an issue. Like
because now you got Donald
we're being used
and supporting your whole.
And it's like I have that one black friend,
right?
And it's okay,
right?
And it's not okay,
no. Right?
But Kanye,
and that's what I need for people who follow this Kanye West service in church to realize these people are using Kanye.
He has enough influence to brainwash. He's talking about Democrats brainwash people, right? And getting them,
but that's
getting the books and stuff.
Jim,
they're all guilty of it. They're all guilty of it.
You ever heard of Jim Jones?
Yeah. He's also making money off of Trump's policies, those tax policies.
Yes.
That 68
for you, first of all, can I be honest with you? Listen. You getting a huge tax return is awesome.
Right.
But I don't need you to brag about the fact that you were $35 million in debt and then you were blessed with $68 million. Because let me tell you something. Last year when I got my taxes back, it was nothing compared to what it was before Trump became president. Okay?
Right.
So you telling me about your $68 million, I don't want to hear that because I'm upset at what I got back on my taxes.
You got to tell people to stop supporting and fueling a man who's making that kind of money over people like
us.
Stop
supporting Republicans.
Stop buying Yeezys.
Yeah.
Stop allowing Republicans.
And they don't get it. But let me tell you something. I saw these Yeezys today.
I'm not voting for the Republicans.
Awesome.
Okay.
But
you're not voting them out.
But I would never buy anything Kanye West. I'll just look at the Yeezys and be like, oh, I like these. But I would never buy them.
I'm probably buying something for your birthday.
Who? I wouldn't wear them. That's the thing. I am so stern in my not support for him that I wouldn't wear them. I would love to look at them and look at the sneakers. I thought these new sneakers look beautiful, but I would never wear anything because then that means I'm supporting him, and I'm not. I don't want to.
First of all, they cost so much.
This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say two things.
Yeah,
the support of Donald Trump from Kanye is like people. I just hate how they cut their ears on, they cut their ears off. When he embarrassed Jay-Z on stage years ago, he stated if he was in the country at the time it was time to vote, he was going to vote for Donald Trump. This support of Donald Trump, the same man who 2 years ago sat inside of the Oval and had that whole big press conference with Donald Trump.
But listen, he also said that he never voted in his life. So what is it to believe?
No. I said what he said on the stage was that if he was in the States when the election that took place in 2016, he would have voted for Trump.
He wouldn't have voted.
That's what he said.
But let me say this though. I think the issue is that Kanye is a guy who I just wish people didn't give him too much, like, I don't know, this whole G and stuff. I think he's a man who has some talent, whatever.
He does.
He's very talented. But I think the thing about him, though, is that
he's very talented.
He's desperate. He's always been obsessed. Even when he wasn't a Trump supporter, this man's always been obsessed with the code of celebrity. He had an infatuation with Kim before Kim was his.
That's right.
He admitted to watching that sex tape before he was in her, right?
That's right.
He's had an obsession with fame and anything to it. He gravitates towards people with social capital and clout.
You're right.
And so for him, and the thing is, the reason why him and Obama didn't mesh because Obama called him a jackass.
That's right.
I think the thing about him is that he always wants to be in a proximity to power and to people based on relevance. His relationship with Taylor Swift was because he recognized, Taylor is booming, and then he made that work. His new relationship with, Trump is based on that. He's always going to cling to that.
Even with your girl, because it's funny, it's so funny you said that. Oprah. A few years ago, before Oprah's show went off, she had him on, and he told her, and I was a big fan of Oprah.
Yeah.
She had him. No, I'm saying the show. I was a big fan of the show. She had him on, and he told her that before he became famous, he saw her driving down the street in Chicago and yelled out the window, "I'm going to be on your show one day." He has this thing.
Aspirations.
And there's nothing wrong with your aspirations, but then there's something
psychologically.
Yeah, there's something behind that. And you're absolutely right, because everybody who's booming, that's the analogy. It is good.
And he showed
made me think of that interview. And it was like he said he was driving down the street in Chicago and he rolled down the window. I'm going to be on your show one day.
But that was the whole thing around Amber Rose. Remember, he wanted Amber Rose to be silent. Right. He wanted to have this ambiance of a girl who did not talk. He wanted he made Amber Rose.
But then he dated one who talks a lot.
Right.
But I think that but the thing about him is that he's always gravitating towards that. But remember his obsession with fashion? But remember the obsession he had with fashion? Virgil Abloh.
I was done with him, and this was the same interview with Oprah. The same interview with Oprah, and I'm sure it's probably on YouTube. He told her he couldn't stand gay people until he got into fashion and realized majority of the and I was just like, that's a little ignorant to say, even though a lot of these straight guys feel this way. But I just was like, I'm glad you were honest enough to say it, because now I'm starting to fall back from you. Because the fact that you are now all into fashion, the fact that you now like gay people because you now into fashion because you got money to be into fashion.
Right.
Because when you didn't have it, you couldn't stand gay people. So therefore, you wasn't into fashion. Well, you had no money.
So he was wearing a Louis Vuitton bag. You don't even understand, bro.
Oh, Louis Vuitton Don. But the other part too about him is, again, the obsession. He said something about his daughter. He wanted to dress his daughter, compete against Rihanna at one point.
Right.
But like that's it's always a comparison.
Right.
It's always been a comparison. Awards, Grammys, compared himself to Prince.
That's I'm glad the compared himself to all this. I'm so happy.
No, but then you notice that the moment they fell back on him, that he had problems with them. Mm-hmm. Because he was obsessed with Beyonce, which is why he interrupted Taylor at the time. Because he was trying to appeal. He literally was trying to, even at one point in time, mesh Kim into Beyonce. The way she dressed. Remember they was wearing the same, that she was wearing things and copying her. He's obsessed. So I just feel like the issue is that I always tell people, don't feed the beast.
Right.
Anytime like, you don't see me, like the one time recently I started tweeting a little bit more about him over this Chick-fil-A nonsense. But to prove a point, because everybody, when I first had heard about the song about like the 1st of October, people was like, oh, he's not promoting Chick-fil-A, you didn't read that right. He meant this. I said, okay. And then the song came out, and he was doing everything I said he was doing. I said, well, didn't I say this? So I just keep telling people, how many times it's just like Trump. How many ways is he going to shock you and surprise you? This man say every derogatory thing about black people, from denying slavery to talking about black folks and culture, which is a lie, to all this. And you know what's funny? He's contradicting his own history. Now this man is literally erasing the stuff he said about black people, black culture, black artistry, music, and why he did music. And it's sad because his mother's not here. But all the stuff he said, his family was connected to the Black Panthers. His family, Kanye's family was connected to all this stuff, and now he's washing out all of their history, all of the legacy, so that he can affiliate and assimilate. And you know what's funny? Look at his circle. How many black people does he really hang out with his circle? That he's not paying. All his boys dropped him like wildfire.
And all of them.
Rockefeller, all that group. All these people, he done lost all of his close black dudes that he was friends with. Which lets you know that they done lost sight. I mean, John Legend has really fell off him. They used to be close.
Well, John Legend was signed.
And Chance the Rapper is thirsty.
His label.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper thirsty.
Is he still on Good Music?
I don't know. Is John Legend still on Good Music still? I'm not sure about that, but I know he was.
The only person that's still with him is Pusha T, but Pusha T just trying to stay relevant.
Well,
that's why he's attacking Drake.
He got no choice.
Chance the Rapper.
Well, Chance the Rapper's fine. He just did SNL too. He did hosting and he did the thing. He did a good job.
Good for him.
You know.
What's the next topic?
The next topic is Kirk Franklin.
Oh.
So Kirk Franklin.
I've met him. He's a nice man.
I saw his interview on Oprah too. When he threw
it in the dumpster.
Yeah, and then threw 3 hours back to go pick him up. Why would you do something like that?
Because he had an addiction.
That was a major addiction. To drive 3 hours away to throw porn in a dumpster and then go back to go get it out the dumpster?
Yeah.
And the internet didn't exist back then?
No, this was a wild year. So you gotta remember, well, this was a wild
year. The internet was around, but it wasn't excessive. You still had to pay for porn back then.
It's always been free.
Well, you still got to pay for it.
No, porn is on Twitter.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's all over
Twitter. I mean, you can't get past it. I'm
sure if I go on my Twitter right now, it's porn.
I didn't follow this person.
I do follow some of the stars and stuff, but I don't think they mess.
Okay, go ahead.
You know. So Kurt Frank, I did.
Yeah,
you do too.
Hold on, did you?
No. What?
Kevin, you
don't you go there?
Okay. Okay.
This is not.
Now I woke up.
Right.
Yeah, Kevin. So Kurt Franklin is saying that he is no longer doing the Dove Awards. He's no longer going on TBN and all of those white Christian networks because every time he receives an award, they edit his messages. Mm-hmm. And he talked about police brutality, and what's the other word that goes with police brutality?
Criminal justice
reform. Yeah, criminal reform. And he said they took it out his message, out his speeches.
Twice.
And they did it twice. He did it 3 years ago when he got the award, and then they did it again this year.
It was like with Philando Cashville, the first one, and this
the young woman in Dallas who just got killed.
Yes, so he talked about those things, and they edited it out. He made a video discussing it, and then he, a lot of people agree with him, and they on his side, and then the people that work at the networks, they apologize for what they've done. Mm. But I just feel like, Kurt Franklin, his message and everything, like, I'm glad that he stood up and he said something. Mm-hmm. And no one is going to fault him for that. So, I'm just happy with Kurt Franklin and that he stood up to these other organizations. I never watched no Dove Award.
Me either.
I don't even know what channel.
I heard the Stellar.
I didn't know it was a thing.
I heard of the Stellar Awards.
That's
he talked about the Stellar, but that was a big part of his message too. I think.
But I think the Dove is like
overlooked over.
It's like
he was saying that, right? He was saying that like the Stellars are like the Grammys and that the Doves is like.
But I think, are they more like Stellars was like the like Southern country people?
No, what I'm trying to say is that like the Oscars is the biggest.
It's the Dove.
I think
the Stellars ain't the Oscar.
No, the Stellars is like the BT Award.
It's lower.
Damn, y'all saying
it is because it's all no. It's no shade. It is because it's all blacks. It's catered to all black gospel artists.
It's very niche.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, you don't see too many other races there. That's why the Dove is more so.
The Dove is more of a general. He won Gospel Artist of the Year this year for it. So
can you say the Stella is like the Soul Train Award?
No, because nobody watches.
You mean NAACP Image Awards, maybe?
You're trying to.
I like the NAACP.
We all do, but nobody watches it.
I watch it. I mean, I'm tired of them flipping networks every year.
Oh my God, I was gonna say that. I feel like it was on TV one year. It was on Fox.
Because they gotta find.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotta find a network that's
what channel is the Dove Awards on?
I don't know. I've never watched.
TBN.
I don't watch that.
It might have been TBN.
I don't even know what
Trinity Broadcasting Network.
I don't know what that's at on the cable box.
Little Dove.
Trinity.
Okay.
I see a Dove and I associate with a funeral home.
How y'all feel about this Kevin Hart video that he put out? I think Kevin Hart is doing pretty good.
He did it. He put it out. I mean, listen.
How was he able to do all of this rehab on that video? But
he's probably been doing this for recording this for months.
No, but I'm saying is his back was really messed up and he had to get surgery.
Well, you see the scars on his back from the surgery.
He was cracked in 3 places. How was he able to get up and walk to his home after this car crash?
Oh, I don't know. Did he really
so I'm thinking everything is not. Yeah. We're missing some kind of detail.
Well, he doesn't have the consistency of telling the truth.
Right.
So,
because if your back was broken in 3 places,
how did you get up and walk?
My whole thing is like
he was standing up in the whole video. The whole except for the part where he laid across, he worked out in the video and everything.
No, that's what the therapy. We talking about when the accident happened. He claims that when he got out of that car, he walked home with a broken back in 3 places.
I think people have speculated, and again, allegedly.
Right. Allegedly. Because if you notice, this is the first time you're even seeing him since the accident.
But I would say this allegedly. There was speculation around, drunk driving or something. Right. They did, that was what they were alleging.
Because he wasn't driving though, right?
The information
said somebody else was driving.
Yeah, but the information's been very vague.
Right.
It's been very vague. Like and don't get me wrong, this is something private, and so you go through it. But like you said, how does one get up and do that? I've worked in the hospital since I was 19. I've never even known that to even happen with somebody being able to walk to the bathroom door, getting out of their hospital bed, let alone walking home with a broken back in 3 places. How do you do that?
I don't know. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I didn't pay much attention to the recovery. I didn't pay much attention to the accident.
I didn't, and to be honest with you, I'm like you. When I saw this video,
I'm not a big fan.
I was like, oh, it's cute, and he's giving people a chance to show that he's doing better, and this is his recovery. But to me, I don't really care, and it's nothing mean towards Kevin Hart. It's just that I don't care because, like you said, I don't care because y'all ain't telling us everything.
No.
So y'all very vague about what y'all telling us. So therefore, I'm not gonna go into this. Oh, because it's like, well, I don't know all the facts.
Well,
anyway, something ain't making sense.
My thing is,
something not making sense.
I mean, he's alive and he's well.
He's alive and he's well. Thank God for that.
Bless his heart. Next topic.
Right. Next topic. John Witherspoon. So we know John Witherspoon passed away last night, and I mean, this is the first of all, this is the first black person I've known to ever trend on Twitter for like all night, all day, hundreds and thousands of retweets. The first black one. Like
Michael Jackson didn't get that?
That's 10 years ago. We talking about now.
Oh, recent.
Twitter, like I've never seen
Not
that.
Aretha?
He got more than Aretha Franklin.
He did?
Yes. Like,
put some hot sauce
but you
on
gotta think
burrito,
too.
baby.
But you know why I can see why he got more than Aretha Franklin? Because John Witherspoon still appealed to the younger generation.
The younger and the older.
The younger generation knew Aretha Franklin, but it was like, okay, we know her because I Grant. The young generation knows him from Friday, the Wayans Brother, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
All those shows.
Yeah, the Boondocks.
I mean, his old work is just as good as his new work is just as good as his old work.
Right. And he was just about to come back out with the Boondocks. They was just
I was looking forward to another Friday movie.
Yes.
And we're not going to get that.
Now see, somebody told me on Twitter, like, well, maybe they can do the movie based on, the depth of film but make it funny. And I mean, I will be down.
I can see that happen. I can see that happening, but at the same time,
it gotta be funny.
It ain't Friday until you see
Craig.
Yeah, until you see.
He's dead, right?
No, he was Craig.
I mean, they took Chris Tucker out. They took Chris Tucker out.
That's true. Come back, maybe.
That's true, but I feel like Friday after Chris Tucker left, it was like Friday wasn't as good as the original.
First of all, none of the Fridays was good as the original.
No. But that's the whole cast change thing. I always hate that. Like, if you can't bring back the original cast, leave it.
I can't even imagine Chris Tucker in a Friday now, as old as he is.
Oh no,
or Ice-T.
Or Witherspoon.
Or what's his name? Not Ice-T. Ice Cube. I'm talking about Ice-T. Ice Cube. I can't imagine.
They're probably
so old now.
But I think they gotta do something. I mean,
but Chris Tucker,
leave it alone. We had 3 of them. We had Friday, next Friday, and Friday after next.
They do
because they so old.
And the Friday after last.
I don't want
That's
to see
4.
that.
4 Fridays total.
What was the 4th one?
Friday, next Friday, and Friday at the last, and then this could be last.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Friday after next, and then Friday after last.
No, he said Friday, next Friday, and Friday after next, and then he said this one.
Friday after last Friday.
Oh,
and this
the end of the month Friday. This one.
Oh my God. Okay, so when you start into that point right there, when you're running out of names,
there's too many fucking names.
Leave it alone. Like when they got the screen. Once they got the screen for, let's leave it alone.
First of the month Friday.
Or Final Destination. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
The first Final Destination, I'll never forget. I saw that in the movies, and it scared me when that plane blew up.
That plane. The best one though was the car crash though. It's number 2. Final Destination 2 with the car crash on the highway. With the tree
which one was that when it was
the plane was the first one.
I know, but I'm saying which one was the pool? When they got stuck in the pool. When the guy didn't.
So what's the
when he got stuck in the pool, the thing sucked him in. Which part?
But that was one of the killings. That wasn't the actual accident. So the first one was the airplane. The second one was the car crash. The third one was
nobody was a killer in Final Destination.
Okay.
It was just
it was universe. And the third one was the roller coaster.
Are y'all here for the new Game of Thrones?
I thought it's not happening anymore.
So it's not happening, but then they saying I saw today that something is happening.
Well, there were two ones that they were doing. One is like the prequel to
now we watch,
which was supposed to be years before this.
Yeah. Now the thing is, they shot it. HBO was like, y'all need to redo some stuff. They redid it. HBO said, hell no. And they were saying that they were like making they said basically they were saying like black people would not watch this, even though they added black people to it. They made like the black people the children of the forest and all of this stuff.
And they just thought maybe it's too racially.
They was like HBO was like no. So now they're doing one based on the House Targaryen.
Right.
This would be 300 years before this Game of Thrones thing even started. But I'm excited. I just want something else.
Let me tell you something. If it's as good as Game of Thrones was, I'm here for it. But if that shit is not going to draw me in like the first episode from the first season drew me in, then you can forget it.
But see, I don't, because it took me, it took a couple episodes for Game of Thrones for me to really understand it.
And I told you I got hooked the first episode.
Yes, and I need a new TV show. Like Pose is that for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
or David Makes Man.
See, I never watched that.
Watch
you
it.
You gotta get that Oprah endorsement in. I just feel like Game of Thrones, whatever they decide to do, it needs to be off the chain. It shouldn't be, what's the word I'm looking for? It shouldn't be like, I don't know. It just shouldn't be dry like the last season was because...
And for the last season, it still went almost as horrible as it was.
The only one...
But what season is Game of
But
Thrones?
it won 12.
Oh, it won 12. And
the technical stuff.
Oh,
but it shouldn't have won nothing.
But what season is the show on?
No, Game of Thrones is done.
It's done.
But this is how I feel. Because remember how many years y'all been trying to get me to watch Game of Thrones. Okay, I watch all the episodes. And then I get to the last season. And I only had to wait 3 months. Some of y'all waited 2. And it's like, what is going on? Like I was looking forward to being really, really excited about the season, and these episodes, they were all lackluster. Mm-hmm. If they're gonna bring back this is something based on fire and blood or something like that, this shit need to be, I don't know which camera to look at, but it needs to be good. It just really needs to be good.
I'm sticking to this chair.
And you've been just sitting in it. So then the last topic is Miss Lisa Ray. She went on Wendy Williams to talk about Nicole Murphy again.
Why?
How do y'all really feel about Lisa Ray?
I don't care about Lisa Ray in this whole situation because I feel like Lisa Ray she's still not placing any blame on her husband when it comes to his cheating. Okay, Dwayne Martin introduced you to these women, but your husband had the will to say, no, I'm married, I ain't gonna do this. Your husband willingly went and cheated on you.
Today
but yet you placed all this blame on Dwayne Martin.
She said she had her stuff, and hopefully her stuff.
Did she have a white outfit today?
No, she got this new clothing line that I'm not gonna. I mean, that's when she came out with her new clothing line.
She didn't have nothing white on.
A white shirt. Oh. But she had them denim outfits and stuff. But I just
my thing about this situation is just like you got a little bit of clout off of the scandal because somebody else is down for it. And you know what's funny? I met her.
Lisa Ray?
No.
Nicole Murphy.
No. The wife. Who was married to him.
Lila Rashawn?
Yes.
You met her when you was out there in LA?
Yeah, because she's on David Makes Man.
Right. She sure is.
She got that good cameo. She has a great cameo. And I met her there, and she was on the red carpet, and they told us, the press, they said, she's not trying to take you because it's like this was in August, right when this had happened.
She wasn't trying to do what? Do anything?
She was on the red carpet for the screening. She went to the party, all that, but she didn't do anything because she knew they were gonna start a question and ask something dumb. So all I did was I saw her and I said, "You look nice," and I took a picture with her, and I said, "Oh, you look nice," and I hope you're doing well, and keep your head up. It was just very chill, and she was very nice, and she didn't want to be bothered, and just to see her just publicly show opinions because she wasn't on social media yet, but to see her going out and still looking glamorous and being confident. I'm here for it. Right. My thing with Lisa is like, okay, so you jumped in on this train to go after Nicole Murphy. Right.
And it had nothing to do with you.
And my thing is, it didn't have to do with it. It's like, okay, and then it became about Nicole Murphy, which personally, she tried to clean herself up out of all this, which was still sloppy. Because when I found out it was more than one kiss, and it was more pictures, I was like, okay, so this was something serious. Like, I thought, okay, the first one, that's a little weird. But then it was like, oh, you knew what you was doing. You want to keep doing it. It wasn't no little accidental stumble. Mm-hmm. There was multiple photos of you doing it. Okay, so that means you was enjoying someone else's man.
And kissing them on the lips.
Right. And so
that's why you put some.
And they said she hired the paparazzi.
Oh, no, that was somebody in Philadelphia who was a political consultant that continues to mess with people's husbands.
Now, wait a minute. What's going on?
and she...
But what area of operation did she work in?
Because I said, you don't know my story.
No, but what campaign? Did she do like management, communications?
She worked on the sheriff
fundraising.
She worked in the sheriff campaign.
Okay, did she do communications?
I mean, I can say after the show.
I'll tell you off camera who it is.
I will say after camera.
But she's very sleeping with somebody. It's a real female?
Yes.
You see him posted that on Facebook?
No.
I saw him posted. Let me tell you, talking about man.
Because you do stuff stuff like that, Miguel? You sleep with people's men?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so let me.
No.
Okay,
So it's okay to sleep with people's men on Saturday and to go to church on Sunday?
You listening to him?
You
believe that?
Because he know you.
Yeah, he don't know me that well.
I think
Ask
he
him,
knows-
has he ever known me to sleep with anybody's spouse?
I'm your friend and I have.
Ask him. Whose spouse you know me to sleep with?
I'll tell you off camera.
No, tell me on camera.
Right.
He be, because you ain't never known me to
he
sleep
tried
with
that.
spouse.
He tried to act like I'm a hoe out here.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, he
told
sure
me.
did.
I didn't say that.
Earlier,
Yes, you did earlier. Oh, yeah.
You said Jack. You said I had
No,
plans for
because then you turned
I
around and
know
said you
about
seen
Jack.
him on
You
Jack.
know about Jack.
You
I
said
said
you
I
seen
said I
him.
seen
You
Jack.
implied that you saw him
I
on
said I
Diggy.
tried.
We got that clarified already.
Yeah, real quick.
Thank you.
Real quick.
Because I'm not an actor.
Yeah,
I didn't say I seen him. I didn't go on Jack, so how did I see him on Jack?
But you made the implication that she was
Thank
on
you.
there.
Now I said it and now I made the implication.
Well, you made the
Which one?
implication, and
Which
you know
one,
you did.
Miguel?
Well, I'm gonna-
Implication or I said it?
He said it, and so what?
That's right.
Okay, so
I
all
didn't
I'm
say
saying
that.
is that
You
all-
did say
Sex on
it.
Jack.
all
Yes, you did.
I
And
am
I
not.
did too. No, he wasn't on
Give
camera.
my
when he said
phone.
it.
Oh, you deleted it before you
I
got
didn't do
here.
nothing. I have no reason to be on
You better not
that.
be. You in a committed
I
relationship.
am. No, this is the thing. People can be monogamous in relationships.
And then be on Jack.
Well, not myself.
Not me.
Not me.
I ain't never been.
And
on
let me
camera.
tell you why though. But let me say this though.
Never.
Here's the thing. If you, I always tell people like this, and this goes back to the part about Nicole and this around all this. If you're in a relationship and you with the person and you've agreed to, when you're not married, there's no point in doing it if you do. You could be poly, which is a lot of people are polyamorous where they have an open relationship. If you're gonna do that and have that communication with that person. When you married, there's a whole different conversation.
But you got married people who are into that.
No, there are people that
You can't be married and have that kind of relationship.
I think you can, but you have to communicate with that
But
with
you
your
have to
partner.
communicate with them.
I'm just saying to me, it's like I'm never going to be in a position where I'm cheating because there's always going to be some kind of communication with the person. I chose to be in a monogamous relationship. I'm not gonna say I've been a hoe, but I was in college.
We all been hoes.
Okay, that's how we want to call it. I was
Speak
out
for
here
yourself.
doing whatever. Well,
Oh.
I was me. I did me. I was in college.
What
I
did you
did
call
me.
him, Walt?
Huh?
What'd you say? Whatever, Walt.
No, I never did whatever walk. No, I have standards now. But
No, I thought you said you called him Walt. I thought you said whatever, Walt.
oh no, I didn't. No, but I mean, you know. Anyway,
Wait, what's
so
going on?
I
I
have
don't know.
no.
Something's happening. Something's
All I'm saying is
happening.
that everybody know. Let me say this, and also about people relationships. You communicate with the person.
Right.
My whole thing is I'm never going to be obligated in a relationship if I don't want to be one. If I'm going to be in one, I'm going to be in one.
Right.
And it's a choice. It's an effort that you make. If you're not feeling something, you have feelings for somebody else. Then you got to put this aside. This is full of that shit.
Sometimes people be in relationships by themselves and they just don't know it.
Oh well.
I don't either.
Trust me.
I
That
know Ernest ain't it.
No.
I don't
Let
think
me make that
He
clear.
always supposed to suck.
That was not a dig at you.
I will say
I'm
this.
just saying that we know.
Well, let me talk to the people that be in one by themselves. When you do what I do, you better get the back house. I live with my man.
Mm-hmm.
We have a joint account.
Oh.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. We about it. Like we serious about it. If I'm gonna do it,
Are
I'm
y'all
gonna do it.
engaged?
Not yet.
Is it
But
coming
Who
soon?
I would
waiting to
say
be proposed? or
Because
do
I've
you
only
wanna
known
propose?
people, and
I
I don't
would
want to
say-
get too deep into
No,
the
go
business,
ahead.
because I only know people who have joint accounts that are married.
no, I mean we really much. I mean we're really invested. No, we're really invested. And I would just say that I tell people
Would y'all get married?
absolutely. I
Who's
think
you're gonna propose or he's gonna propose?
I hate that
he's-
question.
Okay, so no, that's a good
I
question.
hate that
So let me be
question.
clear.
Well,
Let me be
it's a
clear.
legitimate question.
I'm answering it.
That reminds me of the who's the boy and who's the girl.
No, it's not.
Well,
No.
Okay, I'll answer your question.
I mean, in some cases, we already know.
Right. And
There's no need to
and
ask.
sometimes you don't. So I will say this.
Just hate that question.
Here's what I'll say to you. Say that. So he is going to be the one that's going to do it because he wants to be able to, like, I'm always the person that do all the planning. I do all the parties, the surprise parties. I'll do the most. Like, I'm that person. So I said, for him, he's like, you know what, I'm going to do something. I want to be the one that's going to do it on my turn to do the surprise. Because, like, me, and also, too, I've already said to him, if you propose me, I'll say yes. I'm not one of those people that's like, you
You
know.
already told me you're going to say yes.
I'll say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, any moment. So it's like easy that way. You gonna plan it, you wanna do it, you gonna have your moment, do it. I just say you gotta I'll say my rule is this, you gotta let my mama know. You gotta let my family know. So if you do it, it can't be no, I'm gonna post it, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I'm engaged, and my mama looking like, and no one told me, so I said you gotta let her know first, but she gotta keep it secret, you gotta let my friends know, and then it's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna get engaged next year. I have that.
think so?
I have that prediction.
Would you want to get married destination wedding or here?
It probably won't be a destination wedding because the kind of people I want to come,
like
I can't commit.
Right.
I don't want to be classy, like, because that's a classist thing to do.
That is.
Like, no shade, but people that want to do it, some people like, oh, I want five. I know we're gonna have a big ass wedding. I'm high profile. Everybody, I'm gonna want to come.
I'm not a fan of destination.
I don't want to do a
weddings
destination.
at all.
I'll do a destination honeymoon.
Right. Where else would you go?
Right. No, I mean, like, I would do it. Well, yeah, you're right. But like, I just feel like it would be a situation where I'm not.
Yeah, but
do
a wedding, I'm just like, because the reason why I'm not into destination weddings is because I feel like I think it's no, selfish is not the right word. I just think that a lot of people may not be financially
right. It's illegal.
stable
It's illegal
to come,
do that.
and you may say this. You may invite me. I really want to come to your wedding, but it's all the way in Hawaii.
I don't
have the funds.
I don't want to throw shade, but
you know what I mean.
I don't want to start the destination wedding thing. I've been to 2 weddings this year. They've been on boats, which has been great. I'm over boat weddings. Like, we went to one like earlier this year. Like, but no, we did a boat wedding on the Mushalu. In Philly, you know that whole but it didn't move. Okay, and that was like it didn't move.
No, it doesn't.
So it was okay. But then we did one in New York. We did one in New York, like on a ferry or some crap that was right past the.
That was recent. I saw
that one and. After that, I said, yeah, no boats. I can't. The boat was rocking. It was cute, but it was cute. It was a good one. But we just like we've done enough for the boat selling love thing. So it'd probably be something a little bit bigger, a little bit fancier. I made a joke if I do, it has to be like a Celine Dion situation, like
who you?
The big cathedral.
Oh, you want a big wedding?
How much money would you spend on your wedding?
I don't know.
Depending on how you like it.
You sound like $50,000 already.
Some people have it. You know, my cousin who just got married, hers was really big, and they put out.
Well, okay, I'll put it this way. I have a lot of people that owe me favors. So
you'll make it happen.
I know I can get I'm in media. I got a video or photography. You know, I got restaurants.
Right. So
catering gonna be cut.
That's right.
It's gonna be a lot of spaces in this city. Oh, listen, and I will exploit the hell out of it. Like, we'll get on social media, we'll film it, we'll shout you out, we'll put y'all in the program, put your logos on it. I don't care. Whatever y'all do.
Is this what you teach in your communication classes?
What?
How to make it work.
How to survive. Yeah. So you know, I'm gonna if I was to do a wedding like that to that big scale, I am going to work on the relationships I've built over the years.
Would you want to get married in Philly? You're from Texas, aren't you?
Yeah, Houston.
Would you want to get married in Texas or Philly?
Philly. Because I mean, mostly everybody. I mean, his family's from Jersey.
Okay.
So they're from Trenton. So I'm like, it just makes sense to East Coast, and they're not gonna come over. He said, all my high school friends that I'm really close with. Some of them have moved to Philly, and some of them will just come down here for that because I done went down to see them for stuff. So
that's good.
You know, but I tell people that relationships like that, I say, when you've been in a relationship for a long time like that, you just get to a point where they're just an understanding. Like, you know what ticks them off, you know what pisses you off. You just gotta say, my mentality is, if I want to be single, I'm just gonna be single. I don't gotta act single relationship.
Yeah. If
you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. I think it's like dudes be out here trying to act low key and all that. Like, dude, you know where to find me on Facebook. They be like, where you at? Oh, I got a man, but my friends never met my boyfriend. People do that. I'm like, but there's people that's like that. They have this whole, this is my separate world, and then that's when abusive relationships happen. Yeah. That's when you in some shit and you ain't got no one to call, no one can help, all that kind of stuff. I feel like my friends gotta know who my man is. I gotta have my friends in the mix. They all in the mix. Everybody know everybody. He's my parents or his parents.
It gets me to be balanced. Because if I'm not supposed to be seen with you and you're not supposed to be seen with me, we not supposed to be together.
Right.
That's why I do that.
I did all that.
My friend ain't supposed to be making my man plate either. It just needs to be a balance. I want my friends to know who my man is and.
Well, here's my thing. My thing is,
my friend.
I don't think you.
I'm just saying, because he said like he wants his friends to be all up in the mix. I'm just saying it has to be.
Well, I don't think he means that type of mix.
You're not in the mix of my bedroom.
It needs to be a balance.
But I tell people, everybody
make my plate while you making his.
Thank you. Let me just put it this way.
Don't make my man play. I will make it.
When you trust your friends, you gotta trust your friends. If you
don't trust your friends, but that's my job. I trust my coworkers to do their job.
I come in the house, David, my barber was asking me this earlier. He was like, so, he always asks these dumb questions like, well, whoever's up.
Yeah.
I don't do the whole, these are your roles, these are your things. Now, I will say for me, I
am the better about your relationship?
Yes.
Who
does what? No, he asked, who does the groceries, who takes out who washes the dishes. And I be like, whoever the hell is there. So you in the house, right? So, but because they used to it being gender.
Right.
And I would say I'm the man who's very good with finances. I'm the money man. I know how to do the financial stuff. I mean, he makes money, but I'm just good at knowing how to keep everything streamlined.
Where'd y'all meet?
College. We met at Penn. He was there.
Okay.
I was there.
Can I say something really quick? Because that's something I always end up in conversation with people about, like gender equality, right?
Yeah.
Like people want to say like they support gender equality, but then they still put gender around things. Like for instance, how I don't want to take us back to the conversation, but when we think about like they're like victims are victims, right? Mm-hmm. Like when you abuse somebody because there's same-sex relations and relationships where the men can be the victim, and there's heterosexual relations where the man can be the victim. Right. And we've seen that recently where a girlfriend killed her boyfriend, and she had been beating up on him for a period of time. But a lot of times in this society, we believe that men can't be the victims, right? True. And it's like, and that's something what I was saying earlier about like the whole Chris Brown and Rihanna situation. Chris Brown was dead wrong for what he did to that woman. He was dead wrong. But the thing is, we have to get to a point where we put it's the issue itself that we condemn and not the people.
No, and I agree with you 100%. But I'm not gonna sit there and tell my mother, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have hit her."
If your mother's wrong, she's wrong, Mikkel.
Yeah, she is. But guess what? I'm never gonna tell her. I'm never. But
like,
no, Kevin,
your mother, she's wrong. She's wrong.
Kevin. My mother's gonna be wrong, but I'm never.
That's equivalent to if your cousin kills somebody.
I'm never gonna tell.
Free
I'm never gonna tell my mother. I'm never gonna tell my mother. Let me tell you something. I'm never gonna tell my mother you wrong for hitting him, and that's what you get. Because let me.
I didn't say I was gonna go that far. I said wrong is wrong.
You didn't say you was gonna defend her either.
I didn't say what I would do.
And he's still not.
All right. So the point.
I'm gonna say it was wrong.
Again, I'm not going that rabbit hole.
The point is.
But like I said before, when your relationship, you gotta be secure. I think that when people just feel like they gotta have all these leashes and all these things, you put it in a situation where you don't either trust your friends, you don't trust your network, or your circle with them. And with this situation between Lisa Ray and all this, to me at the end of the day, there's always gonna be a world full of hoes. Mm-hmm. And it's up to you to make the impetus is your relationship. You made the commission.
Trying to be a hoe with your husband, or look at him funny. I mean, or look
at
him like.
No. Because I be looking, because the thing about me is that you also got to look at where your friends at too. Mm-hmm. Where they in their life. Mm-hmm. How are you supporting them? What's their love life like? You can always see situations where friends might be single.
Whenever I see some of my friends, man, I'll be like,
I just be like, but to me, my thing is, well, so you can encourage them to. I'm always a friend that's like, well, one of my homegirls like, you know him, I don't know about him for you, girl.
He's broke, he's dusty, he's dirty.
I had friends like that when I was in school before I was dating
my girlfriend recently. Your man is a bum.
Right, but you, that's the thing. You can tell your friends that sometimes, and then sometimes you have friends,
and they don't see it until you steal from them.
Until right, or do something bad. But you
I didn't say it, but I told you.
But you have to have communication with your friends, and I feel like honestly, like I said before, the onus is always going to be on the person who's in the relationship. Right. It is your relationship. Right. You are committed to that person, and y'all have an understanding. So it's up to them to make that decision, to be responsible. Right. With me, nobody can distract me, seduce me, or lure me to do something that I don't want to do. Right. If I did it, I did it. That's my responsibility. That's what I chose to do. That's my responsibility. If, somebody did something like this one dude I dated way back when, did some stuff, I was like, well, it was just, I was drunk, I was this. I've been drunk too. Yeah. I've been drunk. I've had stuff happen. I had situations. Guess what? At the end of the day, you had a responsibility. You did what you want to do. Take responsibility for your actions. Right. That's what I always tell people. So when it comes to Lisa Ray and all this person took my man, this person did this. Nobody takes people's men.
Your man was up for
Now, there are people that, if it's a situation where it's a friend violating a friend, to me, both of them wrong. Mm-hmm. That person that do it, like I was saying earlier, I say I don't talk to people. I don't talk to people. I talk to people's husbands. Mm-hmm. Is that when I know that you are a person that do that and go out and do it, I'm not judging you as wrecking that marriage. I'm just judging you on the kind of person that you don't have respect for other people, and I don't want to bring you around my mix or hang out with you. I'm not blaming you for wrecking a marriage. I'm blaming you for the fact that you are allergic to dating single men. And so I tell people all the time, I'm discriminating against you being allergic to single men. So clearly you out here, you want to mess only with people that's in relationships. I'm not saying you wrecking relationships. I'm just judging that you clearly have an insecurity, you have a problem with yourself, and I don't need that energy and that vibe around me. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said what I said about that one, what I said on Facebook, because I was at an event, and I knew that this person did this to somebody I was close to. Mm-hmm. And I was like, when I saw her in person, she tried to say hi, and I was like, I don't agree. I don't know.
Oh, she's trying to speak to you?
She tried. They always try to say hi.
I thought y'all wasn't cool.
But that's what fake people do in public events that your organization, your group hosts. And they be like, I was at Whiskey Fest.
Oh, and that event just was on work?
Yeah. So we did Whiskey Fest. And so I was at an event called Whiskey Fest.
No. So the organization that the individual works for, they ran an ad on Word Radio, and that event was getting promoted on Word Radio.
Then you, Ernest, before we get up out of here, why you go on that man show?
What man?
With the man that was talking about Tatiana Jefferson.
Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh, that was horrible.
Did you see that guy?
I could not get through.
Wait, the black guy?
Yeah.
Did you see when that other guy?
I saw that. That's why that happened because it followed up after my episode.
I could not watch that.
I was on his show. First.
He just said Ernest.
Yes,
Ernest. So how
you
you
gonna
find
So they find me. They email me.
But what made you agree to that?
Well, I like to go on various shows to show people that first of all I have versatility. I've been on CNN. I've been on MSNBC. I go on the Scorpion show.
You been on Fox News yet?
I know I don't do Fox News. But I go on a lot of shows. So I just tell people that I'm not snobby. I can go on all the shows. You know, if there's an opportunity to tap into a new audience. And so even though no, but the funny thing is,
but that's a dedicated audience. Anytime somebody can listen to that voice that long,
look, I have a mission. My mission is to get 15,000 followers on Twitter. I'm at 14,600. I need about 300, 350 more.
On Twitter?
Probably. That's my goal by the end of the year. I have a goal. So I don't care who follows, as long as they're on troll. But I'll take you moderates and you leftists and you in betweens. I'll take everybody when it comes to it. So it's also a way to get my face right, and I also use that footage to show that if you want to have me at a speaking event or panel or something, I can be in a room with people who have different ideas with me without trying to strangle them.
Right. Yeah, but that man was just ignorant.
He was very ignorant.
Like, he looked down on his own people, and that's just not cool.
Well, you know, there's a lot of internalized self-hate, and a lot of that comes from...
But that guy that came on after you read him,
he read the receipt.
He said, your own mother and father don't want you.
Yeah. Well, he said his son had to change his name.
I never got to the point, listen.
He said his son had to change his name.
Yeah, because his son didn't want to be bothered with him either, right?
Yes, and his son changed the name so that they wouldn't be attached to each other publicly. That's how bad.
Yeah, he
but
said
when you
his
think
son
about
nothing to do with you.
when you have a man, but see, the thing I'm going to say, and this is what I say about Democrats, Republicans, whatever, is that people like the Candace Owens of the world, which were not related, y'all. I know people on Twitter have been trying to show that correlation that we might be.
And I know you
did it, but people really have thought.
You ever did the DNA
who was
thing?
related?
No, that me and Candace Owens were related.
Oh. How you know you're not? Y'all might be descendants of the same slave owner.
As far as I understand, there's no immediate.
Your descendants.
My last name look like it's right.
What is the last name?
Carol. It's not a.
Carol.
It's not a black one. That's definitely a white man.
Yeah.
That somewhere.
Anyway, me and Candace
got from white men.
Right. No, so Candace and I are not related, from what I know. But anywho,
Sims, you related to Brian Sims?
I'm Simmons.
Right.
Yeah, hell no. So let me say this part. You know, people talk about these Candace Owens and stuff, and criticize like why these people do it. And I always say to people like, the reality is that this money will make you do crazy things. Ask Kanye West.
Tell me about it. Not even Kanye West. Ask some of these guys.
These men will do whatever. They doing it for $100.
Kanye doing it for $100 million.
Some of them don't even do it for $100.
But here's the
$40 is normally the price.
Okay, but anyway,
I don't even know
the main point though is that you got people where are the Candace Owens for the left, the Democrats, the liberals? I don't see any young black women who are given a platform as much as the Candace Owens of the world. A lot of the women that we are talking about, the April Ryans, the Angela Rise, they're all.
She been there.
They're not. They're next up. They're in their early 40s, late 30s. But I'm looking at people like Candace Owens, who's under 30. The Tommy Lorenz. Where are those types of young people that are given the same type of exposure and platforms on these platforms? How many times? And I'm not throwing shade, but how many times do we have to see Mark Lamont Hill on all these platforms? He gets to be on Basketball Wives. He makes appearances on cable. I don't know why he do it. And my thing is like,
I think there's a direct correlation.
But I don't think he's.
No.
What is the direct correlation?
I think the thing is what I was saying. You know what? And I thought about you guys too, and I thought about like Mark Lamont Hill. Because it's good to see. This is a moment because I think it's good to see 4 young black gay men sit here and discuss politics, right? Because
I just told you earlier.
What? Not yet.
I just told you that.
Okay. Anyway, but what I was saying is, Mark Lamont Hill. So Mark Lamont Hill, you know, I'm a Temple. It's not hard, but he's also a Temple professor there. But the thing about Mark Lamont Hill, he has done a good job of taking pop culture and being able to transcend it and involve it into like civic engagement. Shout out to Mark Lamont Hill because he also gets testified in a Michael White case, and he helped Michael White get off, which I think is a win for us. But the thing, like, Mark Lamont Hill has done a good job of that, being able to be in civic engagement situations. For instance, he wrote the book Nobody, one of my favorite books that talks about, like, you know, Michael Brown. But like, in order for him to captivate that audience, he has to go there and participate. And he has to go in places like Basketball Wives to get people to be supportive.
Yeah, but Basketball Wives is not even his platform because they're not even talking about what he talks about.
And let me be clear.
So that's not even. Basketball Wives is more so something that me and Kevin would do because we talk about entertainment.
Or Wendy Williams.
Or Wendy Williams. Mark Lamont Hill don't even talk about that.
He had a whole Sunday show that he talked about like current events, and he invited.
But they're not current events. These are old 40-year-old women.
Thank you. When I say current events, I'm talking about inside of reality.
Okay, but that's not the point.
He did that before though. He has done. Okay, don't negate his work because there is.
But you're not gonna let me finish my point. I'm talking about taking up space in the industry. As somebody who's been in who's in the industry, I see two, and just from my observation, and I've even been offered things, and I'm like, you know what, that's not a good mix for me. Right. Every check is not a check I need to take. I said that on Facebook, on Twitter earlier today. I was like, one of the best lessons I learned this year is just because you're making a lot of moves, don't mean you're going anywhere.
That means motion.
Movement only without direction is motion. I said that on Facebook. I tell people this all the time. You got so many people out here who just be doing this, that, and the third. I'm like, where is this going? Like, it's just all this. So my little thing in him is that, okay, you are Mark Lamont Hill. You call yourself a Marxist. You've had a Maybach. You have all this social justice stuff that you talk about. You don't support Democrats. You support Green Party kids like Jill Stein. You are on this social justice slant, and you've made a lot of money. And you've touched some people's lives. Where does Basketball Wives fit in that? It doesn't. It does not. And my whole thing is that opportunity can be given to a young black woman who is doing some blogging and some celebrity stuff that need it. Like, give it to Nina Parker. Give it to somebody who's done these type of shows and do it rather than you try to fit a square in a round peg. Right. Because to me, when the conversation about OG, about colorism, you are a black cisgender man. You are a black straight man. Why are you in the conversation with black women?
Right, about that.
When oftentimes we know that a lot of straight black men play into colorism and things. Yeah. Why are you trying to mitigate that? A dark-skinned, thick woman should have been the one getting them girls together, getting them shining together about that. But you stay in the conversation, and stay in the mix, and you stay out here just consistent. I mean, this is like the fourth. Like, is the money that good? What does it do to keep yourself in TV because you lost CNN, so now you're trying to be on TV again, or you're trying to find this? It just seems like it's the thirst. And even like the BET, the black coffee thing, that is something that a hip young person could do. I could do black coffee. Like, give it to somebody that's been doing
back and forth to the different dressing rooms to try to get this person. I'm like
why are you doing that? You have a PhD. You have a PhD.
Right. Why are you doing this with these women?
And I'm going to keep watching. Like, that's what I learned about my stuff. It's like, I find your lane and excel in it. People know what kind of person I am. Like, I have fun. I talk about silly stuff. But folks know, when you call me, I can talk about politics, education, and stuff like that. I can talk a little bit about entertainment. But what you're not going to see me do is try to be on here being a rapper or be somebody singer, fashion designer, and do this red carpet all decked out. Like, that's just not my personality. But they'll say, oh, you're a gay young black man. Go do this. We can have you eat. That's not where I'm trying to go in my career. I got somebody's pedigree. I'm not going to try to play. There's enough for people to eat. It is enough in the industry for people to eat. The problem is that there are people in the industry that want to have everybody's stuff. And I've learned very early, go your lane. Know your lane, know your part. Because when you start trying to take from everybody, that's what happens. You don't have any allies.
That's right.
I got friends in entertainment. I got friends in music. I got friends that can support all the stuff that I'm doing because I'm not too busy trying to take out of their pot. Because that's why when the stuff happened with CNN, who defended, who fought?
Not a person.
All them black people at CNN privately was texting him. Why none of them stood up? Because he and that they finding those pots. They want the same book deals. They want the same audience. They all go from BET to them. They all share the same networks. And they all hopscotch on them. And it's like a bunch of old heads are doing it. The young people like me, we on the outskirts, we get a little bit of shine. I can't wait. I cannot wait until a lot of these people phase out. Because they capitalize off of this Trump madness.
Right.
You know, that's what it is. Every election cycle, it's always a new crop of black people that they bring on those shows. And I'm at a point where I'm like, how many of us is going to stop being the talent and be the owners, the producers, the executive producers? How of us is going to be nosy shit roles? Because,
well, what's in that? Tyler Perry Studios may have a
position for you.
Well, here's the thing about Tyler Perry. This is the nice thing I'm going to say in recommendation.
Jesus Christ.
I'm serious.
Yes, and let's wrap this.
I will. But this is something the people have asked about this. I just want to say this. It would be nice to see him take a step back from the directing and put some money in producing. My issue with some of his shows, I saw The Oval.
I like that.
I heard they canceled.
I gagged. What?
I've heard that this is going to be the last season.
Yeah. The who? The Oval?
The Oval, his new show. I heard
I haven't seen it yet.
The ratings was that bad?
Look it up real quick. I wouldn't be surprised.
Is it about the White House?
Yeah, yes. But it's like a white president and a black wife. Ain't nobody trying to see that.
It was good.
Okay, so let me.
He's acting. This is the thing.
It's
the
like
acting is not the best.
It's not the best. It's the worst.
But you gotta get these new.
He should have put them on.
Yeah, but Tyler Perry is too big of a name to be having these.
But he's putting a lot of people on.
He is, but yes, you could put good actors on too, Kevin. You don't have to be bad actors.
No, his issue, he doesn't pay his actors. He's had issues with unions. I mean, he's paid them, but he's had issues with unions in the past where people have complained about payment and issues with unions. So he did it in Atlanta because he doesn't have the union control. He doesn't have any SAG-AFTRA actors. They're not unions. He doesn't have union actors on his productions. And so if you look at all these really, really good black actors he's had, unless he's hooking them up or doing face for them, they'll do ops and contracts with them, the big stars. But some of these up-and-coming, really talented actors, a lot of them are not union actors, which they're not going to do a Tyler Perry production. There have been parts of LA that have ran him out. He don't deal with Hollywood because Hollywood don't want to deal with him. When you talk about the bigger industries, the black Hollywood actors who've gotten their careers boosted love him. But if you are an actor that's trying to get into the industry and you are legitimate with an agent and with unions, people will tell you. I've met people who've told me that was like, oh, they told me don't do a Tyler Perry production because he's really funny with the way he pays. So I'm not surprised at the type of actors he's had on there. Some of them are where they're at because they're not union. A lot of them are not union backed or they're not doing contracts that's getting defended by unions. And they're probably just thinking it's going to be a leg up to them because they're going to be on a BET show.
That show ain't going to be canceled.
It might, but here's the issue though. Could you imagine if they get paid?
The end of this listening.
But here's the thing. Here's how much the thing I'm paid is that he gets so much money. My whole thing is, why won't you put some of that money and drop a seat into a director, a new director who probably is not better? Can you imagine if Ava DuVernay or them had or Barry
Michael B. Jordan is director. What's the Michael B. Jordan director?
Michael B. Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler.
Put some money in their projects and just be a great executive director. You could still get an Oscar because if the movie does well, you could get the producer Oscar. Because you're never going to get an Oscar as a director. No. You're not ever going to be nominated for Oscar for the kind of work that you do, and there's no shade to it. So it said that you got that much money, you got that much money, you got that much money, you got that much resources, and you ain't putting it to channel the next big star. Tyler's got it.
But
stop directing, stop writing.
I'm happy with what he did with his studio.
Yes,
he's always going to eat.
Yes, well, he's been eating.
And I think what he did with like the whole naming of the stages after like.
That's great. But my thing is,
I understand what you're saying. Like it could be expanded. His resources can be expanded. So we still got to give props where props.
No, but we are giving. No. But here's the problem though.
What he's done.
Like people. This is what I call the Tiffany Haddish, Tyler Perry argument. We can like their success. But we could also side eye and be critical of their product. Black people have the ability to walk and chew gum at the same time.
That's right. I'm
tired of us always feeling like we have to hold our breath when we see something in our community that's not right, in the sake of not appearing like a hater or being whatever. Right. No. Congratulations on your success in your studio. That's wonderful. That's incredible. Now go make better films. Go make better shows. And these shows that you're doing, I feel like why are we still doing the Oval in 2018 like we was doing
The West Wing in
1990, or even the shows he was doing in 2006.
I think y'all should give the show. If you haven't watched, I think you should give it a shot.
It's not about. But I don't even think it's about the old show.
I get a parody. maybe we're different because
maybe first of all I don't like the fact that he's using first of all, you Tyler Perry, this, why are you using a white president with a black wife?
Yeah,
like,
I just
that's like
being supportive of a
it's the time.
Yeah, but it's
and
not about getting the times is we just went 8 years
too.
with a black couple in the White House. That's the times.
Why you on BT?
Why you ain't piggyback? And you on BT? Why you ain't piggyback off of that?
Well, you know what? Maybe we should find Tyler Perry.
I said no. Kevin said this is the times to have that, and I said no. The times is we just left the White
House.
House.
You know what?
Kamala Harris is running for president.
Okay,
but
she's not president.
No, this woman is a first lady. Why, we don't need a black first lady getting slapped by a white man on TV. I watched that. I just said,
I never watched the show.
Right, you don't need to watch it.
I just went over and read a concept of biracial
fucking each other
first family. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but a lot of black people. Trust me, a lot of black people are going to start, especially black women, are going to start complaining about them watching a white man hit on a black woman.
They always, he's had a history. He's had a history of his imagery around black women. He's always had a problem with the way that he's done black women in his films and his TV shows. I'm just saying, I just feel like at this point in the game, with much money, experience should be progress, and I just don't feel like
first of all,
we see the progress in productions
and
as we are in his
his hustle is awesome.
His work is
his hustle is awesome.
The hustle is there.
But you're, like you said, your work product should represent that studio. You should be making 10. You first of all, with the type of studio you just opened up and built, you should be making Spike Lee type of films. Spike Lee went from movies, and these are classics, but he went from movies like Do the Right Thing and all that to now he's making these Oscar-winning films.
Yeah, like
Tyler Perry, that's what you should be doing, but you're not doing that.
It's just not, and again,
he's not doing that.
It's about
Tyler Perry has his irons and a lot of fires.
Well, but sometimes it's not always.
But maybe he should work with, and I do think that he should work with other people and other writers.
And put some money in it.
Tyler Perry,
present, really directed, produced, and it's like, come on.
And the crazy thing about it is too, while some of his movies are good, but what I don't like is how you can identify a Tyler Perry movie.
Absolutely.
I want to watch a movie and be like, who made? And
the only movie that he redid for me was The Family That Prays.
That's my movie.
Mm-hmm. That is his best film. And then maybe Why Not Get Married.
For Color Girls was good.
But that wasn't really his movie, I don't think.
I mean, it was not his story.
I know one thing. What's the name was good to me when the first one.
How'd I Get Married? Why'd I Get Married?
What is it?
Why Did I Get
Married? With Janet Jackson and all them?
That's Why Did I Get Married.
Yeah, the first one. The first one was
second one was good too.
And The Family That Prays.
The first Why Did I Get Married was very unexpected for me. Like, wow, this is good.
Yeah, that one. And like I said, The Family That Prays was good. But some of these other ones that's been coming out lately, it's just like
yeah, it's just like
I'm glad the Medea.
And why is he better in movies that he's not directing?
That he's not in.
Because in Gone Girl, I could at least digest him.
Why was he Colin Powell?
In Vice.
Hold on.
He looked like Colin Powell.
They had him white.
Acrimony is that?
That's his movie.
That was horrible.
That was Acrimony.
That was
worst.
I liked it.
What?
You liked it.
We drug that murder out.
Kevin liked a good basic
killed
movie.
her husband already.
It's not a basic movie. I just like good movies. Period.
That was not a good movie.
First of all, it was. What you mean it was not a good movie? Why wasn't it?
That's what you mean. What I mean. I said it.
The best thing that I like about Tyler Perry movies is that there's always be like a message behind everything. Even
Google Tyler Perry and Colin Powell. Like what is that? Look up Google Tyler Perry and Colin Powell.
Why would you do
No man.
Google.
No, that's horrible.
I think they was buying to the voice
like one
he
of his Medea characters.
I think they was into the voice he was doing. Like look up his, like he has a little copy
I
of
love
voice.
Acrimony.
And I think Tyler probably thought he was gonna get an Oscar for playing Colin Powell.
Oh no, I hope you didn't think that.
He thought he was gonna get something for Golden Girl. They was entertaining that for 5 seconds. Like
Golden Girl.
And you know another thing about you talking about good money and just taking everything.
I've never heard anything with Tyler
another one
Perry
right now.
Oscar.
I need Taraji. Taraji needs to stop taking everything that they give to her. She is.
Well,
she's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Look, her bills gotta be paid.
But stop taking everything.
Let me tell you something. Taraji P. Henson, she is a good actress. But
Proud Mary Acrimony is horrible.
But I'm saying Taraji P.
I ain't like Proud Mary.
Yeah,
I did like her.
Taraji P. Henson, I feel like she has potential. She really does. But the thing is, yeah, I think she does. I really do think she does. She just needs to get the right roles. She needs to get the right
I would
roles.
just say this. I just think with her is that she's at a point of typecast.
And that's what I mean, because she's typecast.
You're gonna
that's
get the
exactly
girl. You're
I
gonna
mean.
get the girl that's gonna give you. She's playing,
But she has
spicy.
to eat too.
Exactly. I guess
she gotta eat.
Her typecast is she's gonna be foxy, spicy mama.
Right.
She's
typecast. She has to eat.
Single mother.
That's why I understand why she's taking these roles.
Single mother that's going through pain. But gonna keep it real.
I want more.
That's why she needs.
First
of all, she needs a new acting coach. She needs a new acting coach.
Yeah.
She needs, and that new acting coach.
She needs a new agent
to help her get better roles. Yeah, a new agent. She just needs a new team so she can. Because I really do see potential in Taraji. Because Taraji has come a long way from Baby Boy to
but she
did.
Benjamin Button, like that was
okay. But growing up, y'all. But
she wasn't all that.
Okay, but a good example is that
she wasn't all that.
I'm gonna say Niecy Nash is a good example of somebody who grew. Niecy Nash.
Yeah, but I never really paid attention.
Yeah, but
she grew from that flower her hair.
I can look right over
Niecy Nash is those Emmy nominations she's been getting.
Regina King would be a better thing. Like Regina King
great.
Well, she just got her Oscar. I think
she deserves it.
When has Regina King ever sucked though?
Yeah,
I suck, but she come from movies like Poetic Justice.
To go in on her because I was about to
but I'm saying, but she come from movies like Poetic Justice, which wasn't like an Oscar-winning movie.
227.
Yeah, but that
right, but it wasn't like Oscar Academy Award-winning film. But she's getting to the point where she has gotten roles like that.
But she's a consistent actress.
Taraji P. Henson needs to go more along that trajectory.
She does.
She's going the other way, and it ain't the right way.
I just think that she's been typecast.
She's typecast. That's what it is.
Because there's certain actresses. It's not just a black thing. A lot of white actresses where they just always playing the same. Sandra Bullock was typecast.
She was. But it's so funny because until Taraji P. Henson actually acknowledges that she's being typecast, then she's going to keep taking these roles. What I liked about certain actors from back in the day, prime example, Jimmy Walker, who played JJ on Good Times.
Okay.
He said himself, after he did Good Times, he was typecast and he always was looked at as JJ. Mm-hmm. He was never taken serious when he went to go audition for other roles because people saw him as JJ.
I think,
and it was like, that's why his career
That's what happened to Bashir Gray in Empire.
Yeah.
He's going to always be a little cocky, pompous little guy with the haircut.
What Justice Small is going to be?
A liar. Well, you know he's going to be a liar, a con artist.
Listen, the girls hated me on CNN when I went on there talking about that. Because I was the one who was one of the first people that came out.
And called him a liar.
Because I felt bad. I was like, they're going to go in on me if I say I don't believe it.
Remember I did it, and then they tried to come for me, but I said,
I didn't even post
I said it looked sus, and then when I went on, they was mad until
and now look, everybody agrees that he's a liar.
What happened recently where now the city is suing him for the research they had to use to investigate?
Because we had to investigate this lie.
So did a video come out?
Philly went through the bus.
Right. Did the video come out where they found out that he?
First of all, they even had a witness out there. There was a lady out there who said that I was out there that night when he got robbed, and I ain't hear nobody screaming for no help or nothing like that.
So he did get robbed.
No, he didn't get robbed. That's what she was basically saying. It was always an act.
It was an act.
Them two brothers ain't want to go to jail, so they said, "Listen, this is what really happened."
When
here's the money trail.
When they got identified, they couldn't go along. A lot of the bill was up.
First of all, Justice Smollett, I don't fuck with you like that anyway.
Nobody
tell the cops the truth.
My thing is nobody's gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them.
But why of all the people they could tie up, Lee Dance before you ain't got nothing.
And get this. None of the big names who he fucked with even ever came out in support of him.
They did.
Daniels didn't come out. Ryan come out to Frank Gasson didn't come out.
Oh, Gasson.
Frank was at his house for that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, none of these big names.
Frank was on FaceTime with him.
Well, the manager from Australia was.
I don't think Frank was on Facebook, but I'm just saying, none of these big names came out. Now, they may support him behind the scenes, but none of them came out and said, no, this is not, no. Because let me tell you something. If somebody say that Kevin made up something, and I know Kevin's telling the truth, I'm going to be all on social media saying, no, Kevin's telling the truth. But ain't none of them do that. And all y'all was like this with Jesse. You would think that people would be, I even had some people hitting my phone up saying, listen, Jesse's my friend, but X, Y, and Z, or this, and third. And it's like, but none of y'all are saying this publicly.
No, but here's the thing,
none of us say this publicly.
Everybody got, people from LA
knew he was lying.
People from LA got my DMs and just said, listen, they said I can't say it out loud, but keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
And I said, okay, so I'm on the right train. They're like, don't be scared. No one's gonna come for you on it.
let me tell you
publicly.
All them celebrities who came out and supported Jussie when the story first broke, and then once it started to come out that it was a lie, all those celebrities was mums the word. You ain't hear no more from them. None of them. T.I. and all of them, they all was quiet after the fact. It was clear as day that he was lying. And that he's still lying. And I gotta think.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching our new video. I don't know when we'll be back together, but I know for one thing, it won't be another year.
It's always fun.
It's always like 1 year, but
I like the politics conversation.
Every 6 months.
I really enjoyed it.
You know,
listen, when they lose, I'm gonna still be your friend.
Yeah, we all are.
And when you write another story about them and again, and I'm gonna still be your friend.
Let me tell you something though. But you did a good job as a campaign manager. Trying to be. No, who trying to be? Him?
No, I'm a campaign manager. Look at the pay stubs. I get paid to do that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about he's trying to do a good job for his candidate because they're not.
No, he's doing a good job.
And what do you know?
No,
What do you know?
he's doing a good job.
Listen.
We're doing a good job in the sense of he's trying to defend his candidate, which is not working. But he's doing a good job.
That's
No,
what
it's
they're
not.
trying.
But he's trying his hardest. And let me tell you something. I felt like I was
You
going to see
compared
him
me to a winner tonight. Kelly and Conway won.
Yes,
so I appreciate the compliment.
Right. And that's as far as you compare.
And you know what? And she's been lying for years.
That's right.
Years.
She's been lying.
That's something you should not aspire to be.
And let me tell you,
I aspire to win.
Especially a black man.
Anytime
I aspire to
Black gay
win.
man. With all these black gay men lying.
I aspire to win.
He'll be the next Justice Smollett.
No, I will not be.
You think Diggy, Andre, Dorian,
So Reno will have best.
next.
I know how to cheat to win. Okay?
Just Lord.
Okay.
We're done.
It was nice talking to you.
Wait, I gotta pick.
Oh,
This was fun.
yes. And all the cameras.